footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
Sunday footy. And it's the early game here from Tassie as the Hawks take on Adelaide at University Stadium, Tasmania, Launceston. The Crows are up and flying, coming off their best win under Nixie against Carlton. They're looking to win 4 in a row up against a Hawks outfit, really trying to find their way off the back of back-to-back losses, just one win for the year. But if history tells us anything, the Hawks can be a hard team to beat in Tassie. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy, and this is the Triple M footy prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly. Big team in the house for this one. We've got the 8-time All-Australian superstar from the Adelaide Footy Club, the one, the only, Mark Rasciuto, premiership player. Roo, this is a really interesting game for the Adelaide Footy Club.
Yeah, it is interesting. It's a hard place to go and play footy, Tasmania, although today looks like a beautiful day down there, 21 degrees and light wind, so that takes one of the big parts out of it. It's usually wet and windy and cold down there, so that takes it out. But you're still got to go down there and beat them on their home away from home.
Yeah, Red Biglands joins me in commentary, former star ruckman for the Adelaide Footy Club. And Biggles, they're really up and rolling, the Crows, eh?
Yeah, you've got to be impressed with the way they've certainly found their confidence. And this is a big test, though, for Adelaide. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves because Hawthorn, well, they were in for most of the game against GWS last week, but this will really test the character of the Adelaide Football Club. If they've gone ahead, which we all believe they have in leaps and bounds, they should really have the upper hand on the Hawkers today. But first quarter is really going to set them up, and we're looking forward to it. Yeah,
we're hoping to have a chat to Matty Nix in our prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly. I think we might be able to take you to Matty Nix, at the moment the senior coach of the Adelaide Footy Club. Nixie, welcome. Thanks for joining us on Triple M. And here is Mark Rasciuto for the first question.
Nixie, a long break. Have you done anything different? I saw the SNFL side got beaten yesterday. Did that concern you in any way?
Yeah, hi guys. Thanks for having me. Look, I'd be lying if I wasn't concerned. We're a squad. We're a pretty tight group, and so that performance yesterday wasn't where we wanted it to be. But in saying that, we're a different group here today. We were on the road, different scenario. So the guys, they're in a good space. We arrived in yesterday. They've trained really well yesterday at the ground. Conditions are perfect. We got to keep that confidence going and that belief in ourselves. And I just heard you mention before, it's a huge challenge for us. Hawthorn have been very strong, especially early in games. So that start of the game should be red hot.
Exactly right. Just like last week, when you play away from home, it's good to get off to a good start. 8 goals in the first quarter last week. Can you replicate that again, Nixie?
Yeah, I tell you what, give me 1 goal to nothing in the first quarter, and we've come in at quarter time, please. Very record. They've won 4 out of their first 5 first quarters over the year. So they are a team that starts strong. They're very strong in around that centre bounce. They've got a ruckman who towers over everyone else's ruckman. So we've got to be on. We've got to be ready to go. And it's not really about, how many we're kicking. It's about what we're able to do, the oppo, where the game's played. So, that's the challenge for us.
Nixie, Rhett Biglands, all the best for this afternoon. I've been really impressed with the club's second tier. Well, they're not really second tier, but there's certainly not the stars, if you like. Chase Jones, of course, one of those who is just growing with his confidence. Back on home turf today, we know he's had a tough period, early days with concussion, but how are you assessing the confidence that he's got on ground at the moment?
It's reward for, playing his role and his effort. He's, I'd say he's been probably scrutinised a fair bit over the last couple of years, just the level that he's gone to at AFL. But I thought last week was, just a sign of, hopefully what we see a lot more of from Chase. And Lockie Scholes on the other wing, they're very similar players in that, even though it might not be possession-based, they're players that are playing a really important role for us. They're in positions where we need them, that stop the opposition doing what they do. And, Rory Laird, finishing last week with 16 possessions in the first quarter. There's a reason for that. Not everyone can have 16 possessions. He's playing a certain role for us that we need him to be accumulating the ball. But these guys on the wing, they know their roles. They've bought into it, and that's what's making us a good side at the moment.
Nixie, can you take us through a bit of a quirk in the draw? Obviously, there was a showdown and gather round. You've had 4 games in a row at home. A bit different for the boys to be back on the plane again this week. Does that sort of change anything up for you?
It does a little bit. We're on the road now for a good month or so. We're out and about. We're down here. We're up in Darwin. We've got some challenges coming, and it does. It's a different environment. You do get used to playing at home. If you have that sort of familiar environment, but that's part of our flexibility at the moment. Has been able to perform no matter where we play. Our guys are really looking forward to this one because pre-season we went to Perth, played a couple of games over there, and we had a break between the first to the second. We stayed over there, and there could have been some question marks on whether that was the right move or not. Our guys were really mature in the way they performed both games, so we're confident we can play on the road. But this is our first real test, for points during this 23 season.
Nixie, over the pre-season and early on in the home and away season, you're experimenting with your defence and how you wanted to set up with one or two tools. You've gone with the two tools again today against the forward line, which has only really got a resting ruckman down there and then all relatively small forwards. Did you consider not playing butts and going smaller today?
We're always looking at that mix through, that balance behind the ball. And there's a lot of other factors in that too. There's form of individuals. There's also the form of the team. You build a cohesion as a group. And it's amazing, a lot of our guys can play sort of tall and small. Murray's a unique one. He's a guy who can play on probably the biggest key forward for the opposition, but can also play that medium tall as well. So in the end, this week, we end up going with the side that played last week. That possession's 9/10 of the law. You perform as a team, and I thought last week was one of the best games of footy that I've seen our group play since I've been at the club. So we wanted to back that in over more so our matchups. And we know we defend as a team anyway.
Up the other end of the ground, CJ Jath and, of course, Frost, their intercept possession kings. How do you get around them this afternoon?
Yeah, well, that's full team. That's how we deliver in that footy inside 50. If we get our opportunities, we've been really strong ahead of the ball. It's with guys like Isaac down there and Tex and Fogg, these sort of names. It's often you find that the opposition will match up on those guys, which gives us a little bit more room. But we'll see how we go today. We got probably the first and foremost is that centre bounce or that stoppage work mid-arc. We need that ball going our way. We need to play front of centre. It's the same recipe for when we get it right. So it comes down to our midfielders. What sort of delivery are they putting inside 50?
That possession's 9/10 of the law quote. Are you claiming that as your own, Nixie? It's not bad.
Oh, is that a quote? Is that an actual quote from somewhere else? I thought that was just me.
Possession and possessions. Possessions with an S you've thrown out a couple of times this week. I love it.
Sometimes we like to claim a few things. No, that's just one. We use that a lot with our group. You've got a team that are performing. You'd love to be able to go with it every week. I think if you go back over the years, you look at teams that playing off in finals footy and grand finals, they're making less changes across the year. They're playing less players throughout the year. There's luck with injury. There's also that ability to perform and pick the same side each week.
Well, Nixie, we really appreciate your time on Triple M Footy. Big game for your club it's another test to tick off today. Good luck.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
There he is, Matty Nix, senior coach of the Adelaide Footy Club. And Roo, one of the most impressive aspects over the last few weeks with Adelaide has just been the ability to hit the scoreboard, hasn't it? Like, they've kicked well over 100 points in the last few weeks. And, compounding on top of that was last week their ability to hold Carlton to a bit over 10 goals. So they got both ends of the ground working well. Yeah, and that is a big difference. The first 2 weeks, they would have kicked over 100 if they kicked straight. They would have kicked the same as what they have in the last few weeks, but they just didn't kick straight on goal. But the big improvement has been their defence. They've played 4 quarters of football for the last 3 weeks. That rarely happens that you play 12 good quarters in a row, and Adelaide have done that, whereas in those first couple of games, they probably played 2 good quarters of footy, and then in their bad quarter, they were getting scored heavily against. So they've definitely had a big focus on their defensive side of the game. When the ball's not in the area, what are you doing? Where are you standing? Are you in the right spots? Have you got the defence set up? That's what's been able to hold sides to a lot lower scores. And what about the ability to attack? I mean, this is the 2017 version of the Adelaide Footy Club as far as high-octane scoring abilities going, isn't it? I mean, there's just so much talent there that's converting. Well, certainly with their ball movements a hell of a lot better now. Their skill level, their speed, and ball use is as good as 2017. Plus now they've got a potent forward line again. It's similar to 2017. You've got your speed in Rochelle and Rankin and Pedley. You've got that you've got Murphy up there putting pressure on. So now you're going back to the old days of
Betts and Cameron and those sort of guys, and your big fellas, Thilthorpe, Fogarty and Walker are giving them good targets as well. So it's definitely a potent forward line at the moment.
I was intrigued with your question, Rupert, in regards to the Sandford, because I was at the game yesterday and I had a couple of concerns also in that the larger break and coming off a massive high. Thursday night, gather round, Carlton Blues smashed them, huge high, bottom placed 18th team in Launceston, not a good ground. I had some concerns with the start of the Sandford team, that they weren't really switched on and they were probably still in the moment of gather round. It was pretty impressive, though. Gallant fired back 3 goals. Schomburg was outstanding. Got to be close. That's the second game he's dominated. 22 disposals, 2 goals. He just looks a class above Sandford level at the moment. The positive is so hard to crack into that midfield. We talk about speed now that we've got in the Adelaide have in their midfield. The other one's Tyler Brown was impressive. Berry was back in and has a slight hamstring. So
they got about 3 or 4 injuries in the first quarter and a bit, I think. The whole forward line were playing half
banged
injured.
up. Yeah, and then Matty Wright was playing crook. He was out of the side, then back in because O'Loughlin couldn't put up. Hamill was really good. I like that. So there's pressure for spots. But the complacency that Adelaide can't start with in Launceston today is that they cannot be off the ball because Hawthorn come out the blocks really quickly in every game they played this year.
It's actually harder to prepare when you have a 10-day break than it is for a 5-day break.
I reckon so.
When you have a 5-day break and you know you got a 5-day break, as soon as you play, you do everything right because you've got to get yourself up. When you have a 10-day break, you have 2 or 3 days off, and you can have a few beers and you can go and see your missus, you can go and see your family, and you go to the country and blah, 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 and then all of a sudden you're back and you've got to get into it. You can have a couple of main training sessions, so you don't know whether to go flat out here or flat out there. So it's a little bit different, the 10-day break, and it's tripped up a lot of sides. Will it trip up the Crows today? They got Darren Burgess in there as their high-performance manager. If you want anyone to steer in the right direction, it's Darren Burgess, so hopefully he can get them up and firing.
And even just to push on a little bit further from Biggles's point around the mental aspect of turning up to a game like this, I really love paying attention to what the coaches talk about in their press conferences. There was a couple of points I want to ask you about Matty Nix's last week. He said we need to have a balance between humility and confidence. Can you tell me what that means from a footballing perspective and why that's important?
Well, no one likes a cocky, smart-ass, strong winner, do they? No one does. I certainly don't know anyone who does. That's why I don't like, the American sports side of things, how they get around. Everyone likes people who get the job done on game day, and once they're off, they respect their opponents. And so, we played all right today, but Biggles was good, and Yatesy was good, and Tommy Basso, our producer, was good. Everyone played their role. No one likes being cocky and arrogant, so don't be like that. Okay. They've played 3 games. They're far from at that point yet, and trust me, these boys have had that many losses that they're not getting ahead of themselves. They know that what it's like to be Hawthorn at the moment, because they were like that a couple of years ago and even parts of last year and certainly 3 years ago. So they won't be taking them lightly. There's no way.
That was the other point. He said we're not getting ahead of ourselves. And he said a lot of talk has been about the celebrations, the way the young boys go about their celebrations. And he also went on to say we're sort of allowing them to be themselves. So there's a balance there as well in there. Players got to be who they are.
If you did that in my day, you'd get a kick up the bum, right? But you do it now, it's good. I think what they want them to express themselves and have fun. I was in the rooms before last week and they were having a bit of fun before the game and joking around. That is not a sign that they're not switched on. That's modern day football. Lots of teams have been doing that for a long time now. As long as they're focused and done their preparation and mentally and physically throughout the week, you can have a laugh before the game. That's an old school approach, but he's got them. There's a lot of good coaches in that coach's box. They've got Mickey Godden, who's been around for forever, so there's no chance that they're floating into a game like Hawthorn and think we just have to rock up and we are winning by 10 goals. That just does not happen.
The other side of it is if you're not having fun winning and you're not having fun on the field, there's so much pressure involved with these young kids today. How many players have we seen burn out or step away from the game? Fisher Mackesy, an example, because the pressure has broken them mentally, and not saying that there was any other issues around that, or just the stress and the continual visualisation of every other footy supporter in the world looking at him, thinking that the pressure's on him, and then they need to step away from the game. If they're not having fun on the field, they're not having fun when they're winning, then when are you having fun? Training's not a great deal of fun.
What's the point? You got to celebrate your successes. And that's one of Malcolm Blight's great rules. Celebrate your successes. Now, you have some barriers around that, and you have some parameters around that. You don't do it for 3 days. You do it for 24, 48 hours. You get back on, you train.
I love the 3 days.
Yes, you did. Maybe that's why you didn't play for that long. No, I'm only joking, Pickles. But no, look, you have your rules around it, and you got to celebrate your successes.
Well, it's a big game, no doubt about it. Hawthorn and Adelaide. University of Tasmania at Launceston, built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. We've got plenty more to come. We'll hear from Mark Rasciuto and Rhett Biglands. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M footy, prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
straight after this game, join the Temper Mattress call team for Carlton and St Kilda.
The Blues are going berserk! Saints are on fire!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
A break in Mount Gambier will certainly make you happier if you're passing by. A break in Mount Gambier or fresh air in Clare will certainly make you happier if you're passing by. A break in Mount Gambier, fresh air in Clare, the Loo in Pinaroo, the Ferry in Berry, granola in Penola, or a Lamington and Wellington will certainly make you happier if you're passing by.
When you're on the road, take a break every 2 hours, because one day a sticky beak in Cobbler Creek could save your life. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Cross Lotto is giving you the chance to become a millionaire this Saturday with an estimated $5 million on offer. Grab an entry now. Wouldn't it be nice?
Gamble responsibly. 1-800-858-858. Chance of winning is 1 in 8.15 million.
The BT50 Blitz sale is on now at Paradise Mazda, with unbeatable deals on the BT50 range, like $1,000 off new BT50s, 15% off all external BT50 accessories, plus your first and second service free. If you're looking for a ute that can go anywhere and do anything from work to adventure, the BT50 has it all. Don't miss out. You'd be mad to miss these deals. Get into Paradise Mazda today. Paradise Mazda, the Mazda people.
Wakey, wakey! It's savings time at Dreamland.
That's right. Wake up and get into Dreamland and save up to 50% off in Dreamland's Wake Up Sale. You'll get up to 50% off Sealy Posturepedic, Sleepmaker, Sleep Haven, Restopedic and exclusive Utopia mattresses. And for this month only, get Sleepmaker Barossa Comfort Pocket Spring mattresses for half price. That's a crazy $8.99 for the queen size. Plus get great deals on all beds and bedroom furniture. All in Dreamland's Wake Up Sale.
So wake up and come to Dreamland.
Join the Neds AFL Open Group to connect, bet and banter with hundreds of like-minded punters and see expert tips on every AFL game this season. Take it to the Neds level. T's and C's apply. See website for details. You win some, you lose more.
At AutoPro, we have what you need for the Easter getaway. With Penrite Full Synthetic 5W40 5-litre engine oil, only $49.99. And save $34 on a GME Super Compact UHF and antenna kit, only $265. Conditions apply.
AutoPro. We know these parts.
For your full site setup, including heavy equipment hire and sales, pumps and generators, EWPs and the transport to get it there, the Brooks team cover it all. Call 1300 Brooks.
Better be with Brooks.
Roll up to Sky City's mesmerising Carousel of Dreams. Free live entertainment and nightly delights, a cavalcade of performers, gastronomical delights, and a 10K giveaway with the Ferris Wheel of Fortune Saturday nights. Just print your free tickets each day, place them in the barrel, and be there for the draw and a chance at 10 grand. Additional cash prizes are up for grabs, plus overnight stays at EOS by Sky City. Sky City's Carousel of Dreams, every Friday and Saturday night, April 21 to May 27. T's and C's apply. Visit skycityadelaide.com.au. Licence number T23310.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Straight after this game, join the Temper Mattress call team for Carlton and St Kilda.
The Blues are going berserk! Saints are on fire!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M footy, prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly.
Sunday footy, University of Tasmania, Launceston. It's Adelaide taking on the Hawks. Adelaide, they're up and rolling. looking to make it 4 wins in a row. Hawthorn coming off a really gutsy defeat at the hands of the Giants. And we've got a big game as Adelaide make their way out onto the ground for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. We've got a big team here. Mark Rasciuto, Red Biglands. We've got Bretton Yates and Tubes on the boundary. We're heading to him shortly for Bob Jane T-Marts. But boys, we had a big game last night in a sense of when we led into it, it looked like it'd be a good clash. But it just ended up another shellacking as the Cats, they really got hold of Sydney in what was an embarrassing performance for the Swans. Massive defeat in the grand final last year, and Roo, they didn't show up again last night. The Cats by 93 points.
Yeah, when you get beaten by that much, there's something wrong. You don't get beaten by 93 points on talent, although Sydney have got a heap of injuries at the moment. Most of their key backs, the McCartans are out, Rampy's out, they've got Amadi out from up forward, Franklin out. So most of their big men are out, so they're undermanned at the moment, Sydney. I'll give them that. But still, that is not the Sydney that got them to the grand final last year. So question mark remains, have they come back right? Have they reviewed it right? Where are they for 2023? And look, there's a bit of a stat around. I think if you get beaten in a grand final by north of 10 goals, not many sides recover the next year. It happened to the Crows in 2017. In 2019, GWS got badly beaten by Richmond, and the club actually took a punt on GWS's top draft pick that year based on the history of sides that get badly beaten, and Richmond finished well outside the 8 in 2020. Sydney copped a hiding in the grand final last year. Will they follow history and miss the 8? Or can they defy history and recover and play finals again?
Have you got a theory on why that is? Is it the embarrassment of the big day that you just mentally can't... I mean, it happened to Port Adelaide as well. They missed when they had the record defeat margin. Yep. Have you got a theory from your footy experience as to why this happens?
I was lucky enough not to play in a losing grand final. I only played in one grand final, so I'm not super experienced on grand final day. But what I have heard is the sides that don't review the grand final pretty soon afterwards and go through it and understand why they didn't perform and why they performed below par on the day. The sides that don't do that don't recover. Adelaide didn't do that. They didn't recover. Sides that go through it, review it, put it behind them, understand what they did, tend to move on.
Players will also, though, have that desire to take it against the team which has smashed you in a grand final. That would be burning in your brain for a long time. Every moment that you would have in a grand final surely be just going over and over again, and that's the first chance to try and get revenge on the side which did embarrass you, as Yatesy said, and it just didn't happen as well. We forget, though, as well, that you mentioned the injuries, but Sydney are still a very young side.
Well, they're actually a young side with these injuries. They are a younger side than Adelaide today with the side they put on the park last night.
There's two other teams I want to ask you about, Roo. Port Adelaide, firstly. Now they've strung some wins together. Are you sold on them yet? Let's face it, they squeaked over the line against Sydney. It was a pretty tough encounter against the Dogs, and they were probably expected to win by a bit more yesterday, but they've got points. Where do you think Port Adelaide are at the moment?
I'm very happy for Port Adelaide for what they've done. You know, the circus that carried on after the showdown from supporters and past players was interesting to witness, to be honest, because the Crows were very good that night and Port Adelaide weren't far behind them. It took the last half of the last quarter to run over them. It was actually a pretty good performance. They were 1-2 at that point. They'd beaten Brisbane, who was a premiership fancy, so they actually weren't going that bad. And they have managed to beat Sydney and the Bulldogs. And what your point is, are they a premiership contender? If they play like they are at the moment, they're not. But there's still 17 minor round games to go. Yesterday, yes, they beat West Coast, but in 3 quarters of football, it was even. I think it was 6-1 in the second quarter. Other than that, it was an even game.
Yep.
And West Coast have got 8 to 10 of their best players out. So would they be happy with that, Port? Yeah, they'll take that win. Does that mean they're going to mix it with the best sides in the competition? Well, that's a question mark. They've still got plenty of time to get better, but it's probably a trend over a year and a half now that they haven't been capable of doing that. That's not to say they can't do it, but they need to play a lot better football in the next 17 games if they're going to contend for a premiership.
And the other side that really intrigues me is the Fremantle Dockers. I mean, this was a side that they were making their run. They were pushing up. They had a fabulous win in the
Finished
first...
fifth last year.
Yeah, great first final win too after being well down at quarter time, but they've fallen off a cliff. What's happening with them?
All the data at the end of last year said the good sides are the sides that are taking the game on, moving the ball quick, playing aggressive football, trying to get through the defence quickly. Freo are not one of those sides. They're very good defensively. They don't move the ball with any speed. And the football experts out there were wondering if they were going to do what Geelong did last year and totally change their game plan and try and take the game on. They're not doing it, and their forward line is undermanned. They have not got the cattle in their forward line. They haven't had a forward line since Pavlich retired. They desperately need key forwards.
Oh, good stuff. There he is, Mark Rasciuto, diving into everything footy. We've got a big clash. It is Hawthorn, it is Adelaide, and we'll really bite into this match after the break. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy, time now for a news update with Matt Leighton.
Thanks, guys. Aussie entertainment legend Barry Humphries is being remembered as a comic genius following the 89-year-old's death. Fellow comedians Ricky Gervais, Matt Lucas and Rove McManus have led tributes for the man behind Dame Edna. Barry passed away following complications from hip surgery. A registry for SMS senders is being set up to stop fraudsters from impersonating government or industry brands. Here is Communications Minister Michelle Rowland telling Nine why the $10 million scheme is needed.
For example, a lot of people might get text from Australia Post and it says it is from AusPost. What scammers are currently able to do is copy that header using a different originating number and slip it into that legitimate stream.
A man has been injured in the Adelaide CBD after being slashed with scissors. Police are hunting a young man wearing Adidas clothing at the time of the attack. And West Australian authorities are responding to reports of a shark attack. A man was left wounded south of Geraldton this morning.
This weekend only at Amart, get 10% off your purchase price back in Amart gift cards when you spend $499 or more. T's and C's apply. Offer valid in-store this weekend at Amart.
Right now at UTAS Stadium in Launceston, it's sunny and 18 degrees. Coming up next, the first bounce between the Hawks and Crows as Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M footy, prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M's Rush Hour.
Max Michaelini, have you got a lovely girlfriend?
No girlfriend for me at the moment. All single.
That wasn't a little advertisement, was it, for being single? If you want to sell yourself?
No, I don't have too many nice things to say, so yeah, I don't know. I'll just keep it out shut.
Maxie, don't be modest. Get around
We're
yourself.
all big
heads and overrated and got an ego.
The Rush Hour with Bernie, Bluey and Jars. Back tomorrow from 4 on Adelaide's Triple M. Also on Listener.
Join the Neds AFL Open Group to connect, bet and banter with hundreds of like-minded punters and see expert tips on every AFL game this season. Take it to the Neds level. T's and C's apply. See website for details. You win some, you lose more.
At Vodafone, you can save big on the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. Capture, create and share epic moments with Samsung's best camera yet. And now, you can save a huge $300 when you stay connected to a selected plan over 24 or 36 months. Why wait? Head in store or online and make your move to Vodafone today. Offer available until withdrawn. T&C apply.
TV runout on now at Harvey Norman. Be quick for clearance prices across a huge range of TVs. Save $600 on the huge Samsung 85-inch Crystal Smart TV, now only $1,895. Save $500 on the Samsung 75-inch 4K Smart TV, now only $1,595. Save $200 on the LG 65-inch LED Smart TV, now only $1,195. Shop in store or online while stocks last. TV runout on now at Harvey Norman.
Roll up to Sky City's mesmerising Carousel of Dreams. Free live entertainment and nightly delights, a cavalcade of performers, gastronomical delights, and a 10K giveaway with the Ferris Wheel of Fortune Saturday nights. Just print your free tickets each day, place them in the barrel, and be there for the draw and a chance at 10 grand. Additional cash prizes are up for grabs, plus overnight stays at EOS by Sky City. Sky City's Carousel of Dreams, every Friday and Saturday night, April 21 to May 27. T's and C's apply. Visit skycityadelaide.com.au. Licence number T23310.
When it comes to scrap metal, scrap it in the city. Denron Metals is Adelaide's only city scrap metal yard, and we pay cash for scrap. Copper, brass, aluminium, steel, car bodies, white goods, stainless steel, you name it, Denron Metals pays cash for it. Customer service is our priority. We've even got new facilities and a full-length weighbridge coming soon. Denron Metals, 22 West Theberton Road, Theberton. Open 5.5 days. We're just 3 minutes from the city. Denron Metals, your scrap metal dealer. denronmetals.com.au.
Good landscapers, tilers and builders know a big part of building a good reputation comes with using the best supplies. That's why the best landscapers, tilers and builders stock up at Hawthorn Building and Landscape Supplies. They also do equipment hire to help you get even the biggest jobs done, including a 1.7 tonne excavator, Kanga, jackhammers, quick cuts and more, with a bigger range of equipment available in just 3 hours. Hawthorn Building and Landscape Supplies, 96 Ballair Road, Hawthorn.
Join the Neds AFL Open Group to connect, bet and banter with hundreds of like-minded punters and see expert tips on every AFL game this season. Take it to the Neds level. T's and C's apply. See website for details. You win some, you lose more.
Every massive moment lives right here.
That is incredible.
Kareem Hot Water and McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy, and the first quarter is coming up next.
New Holland is flying the flag for Aussie farmers with our huge end of financial year special event. Ask your dealer about the instant asset write-off and how you can take advantage of the 0.95% finance rate on our models like the TT4, Workmaster 40, Boomer 25C and more. There's plenty of stock available on the floor, so visit your local New Holland dealer today and take advantage of this limited time-only event. Hurry, offer ends June 30th, 2023.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Sunday footy, the early game, Tasmania for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. It is the Adelaide Crows taking on the Hawks. We've got Mark Rasciuto and Red Biglands, and we might quickly take you to Tubes, who is on the boundary for Bob Jane T-Marts today. He's the Triple M Hobart star. We hear he's the self-anointed king of Tassie, and he extends around the world as well. Tubes, mate, welcome. Tasmania, University of Tasmania Oval. Great conditions today.
Magic down here today, Yates, and let me tell you, I'm really excited to see Chase Jones, a Tasmanian boy from Longford Footy Club, playing his first game at home since being drafted a few years ago. Beautiful, resplendent details here, magic conditions, a little bit of a light breeze going to the north of the oval here. The sub for Hawthorn is Jack Scrimshaw. For Adelaide Crows, it's Ned McHenry as we hear the Anzac formality start.
And in the morning, we will remember them. lest we forget.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would ask you please to remain upstanding now for the Australian National Anthem. Thank you to the City Mission Choir of High Hopes, and that concludes today's Anzac Observance Ceremony.
Oh, there we have it. So, great stuff. It's terrific. The University of Tasmania, Mark Rasciuto, Red Biglan's Roo, as for fielders. If you can imagine it, you can do it for fielders.
Yeah, looking forward to a few matchups here today. This should be a great contest. Max Michelani, the rising star. Surely he goes to Luke Bruce or Green up there. They're the leading goal kickers. Bruce is always a handful, has been a handful for years, so he'll get an opportunity. I think for Adelaide, the defenders, there's a chance for some intercept marks today from their bigger fellas in Duday and Murray, and even Michelani to come over the top, maybe Hinge to kickstart some good ball use from the back line. The Hawthorn defence, they've got a massive day today trying to curtail Fogarty, Walker, Thilthorpe, Rankin, Rochelle, to name a few of their big guns there. That's a big role for them. And if they're going to do that, they need the Hawthorn midfield to put a lot of pressure on the Crows ball carriers in the middle of the ground. If there's no pressure from the Hawthorn midfielders and Adelaide can use the ball like they've been using it over the last few weeks, then the defenders are going to have no chance stifling Fogarty, Walker, Thilthorpe, Rankin, Rochelle and Pedler. They're too much firepower there.
About the midfield battle, pretty much intrigued in that. Rory Laird had a massive day out. These two sides met last year at Marvel Stadium, had 42 disposals. So Finn McGuinness came out of the side against GWS last week, was left out, and then back in this afternoon. Loves a tag, did a great job on Merritt in round one against the Bombers, and maybe set for Laird. Now, Laird is probably took a while to get going, Roo, but I think he's almost at his best again now. He was at his dominant best against Carlton.
Wasn't feeling good against GWS, been great since.
Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy three, get one free deals plus instant cashback. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. Tubes, who won the toss?
James Sicily won the toss for Hawthorn. Will kick to the city end against a slight breeze heading to the north of the stadium here at University of Tasmania Stadium. Yatesy?
Oh, terrific stuff. There he is, Tubes, the king of Tassie on Triple M footy today. Rightio, margin route, please. Who wins this by how much?
Listen, hopefully for Adelaide fans, they can get off to a good start, make sure they at least break even in the first quarter. I'd like to think they're, maybe a 5-goal better side than Hawthorn.
Okay, we're not far away. Sunday footy. It is Hawthorn looking to bounce back. They've lost their last couple. They were brave in defeat last week against the Giants. Up against Adelaide, who they performed on the big stage. Thursday night of gather round, a big win over Carlton. But it ain't easy to win in Tassie. Here is Red Biglan's to get us going for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
It's a great call, Yatesy. 56-point victory on the Thursday night footy versus the Blues. What a smashing on a huge stage. So they go in unchanged today, the Adelaide Footy Club. They've struggled in Tassie, though, only winning 2 of 9. They're looking for 4 wins in a row. The Adelaide Crows, which could really set up their season. The Hawks just want to get back on the winners list. God, it was such a tight, close fair going down by 2 points after some Harry Himmelberg heroics at Norwood Oval. And Launceston, totally different oval, beautiful conditions. And Adelaide looking to stamp their authority and stay in touch with the 8th. McDonald's and Ream hot water, Triple M rocks footy. Straight over the top was Reeves. He's a big man, palmed it down, shot off the wing, was clean. Reeves followed up the big rooster. Applied the tackle on Shull, who gets up at the bottom of the pack. So Reeves again locking horns, spills to the back, and Nash was sitting on the defensive side of the stoppage. Releases the handball to Jaff. Now Hardwick, very underrated player in the AFL. Hardwick kicks to half forward. Murray destroys it with a beautiful fist. Stacks of congestion around the footy. Nash was first to it.
So a lot of players around the ball here. Tap down from Ned Reeves. Dawson, he was crunched by Nash. Laird came through. Newcomb sweeping through. Wingard trying to gather. Couldn't take. Scholl did nicely. Here's Duday for Adelaide. Gets it working to halfback. Impey there. Ground level. That was a nice little handball. Rochelle around the body. Scholl. So they're working it up to centre wing Adelaide, but Frost. Really nice mark, centre wing.
Sensational player Sam Frost, sits 16th in the competition for intercept possessions. Add another one to that tally on Taylor Walker. Sends it into attacking 50. Murray with another strong defensive spoil. First in and under there was Harry Morrison. They're first to the drop of the footy with their front and centre crumbing at the moment. The Hawthorn Footy Club, no score to either side. Inside 2 minutes, Launceston, University of Tasmania Stadium. So Wingard, great to see him back after a lacerated tongue, got a handball forward, but Rochelle jumped on it, had enough time to dispose of it, but couldn't do that. When you look at big Max Lynch on a Harvey Norman replay, free kick's going to go the way of Rory Laird. Talked about his massive day out with 42 touches last time these two sides met. So a free kick at halfback.
So he releases by hand. They work down to centre wing and past that point. Fogarty was there. Frost. He's got himself a couple of Red Z lending stats. Here's Rankin. Working nicely. Put a left foot ball high inside 50. Big fist at the back. That came from Sicily. Impey tried to take him on. They link up by hand. And a nice little handball over the top. Brockman running through the middle. Actually, Wingard released a sideways handball. Lynch an opportunity. Dished it off. Look at the hard run. Brockman. Handball over the top. Goal to green. So the Hawks are switched on and running. They get the first goal of the day. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au. The Hawks won straight. Adelaide yet to score. Here's Mark Rasciuto on Triple M footy.
Been a great start. The pressure's on from both sides. Been really tight. Then Hawthorn just managed to weave through the forward line pressure from the Crows. Once they got out in the middle of the ground, they had so much space and numbers that it was just a matter of keeping the ball off the Crows and they could go coast to coast. Great start by the Hawks. Good footy from both sides.
Getting a great look there in the Triple M Harvey Norman replay of the run and carry. They love the forward handball, the Hawkers. Fresh run out now at Harvey Norman as well. Hurry while stocks last. Shop in store or online. So we're back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. John Newcomb in and under. He's in some terrific form, the young gun. And they stack on him. Reeves getting first hand on it again. Impey was held, threw his arm up and...
Gee, that was close because Adelaide were out then. They would have went straight for a forward 50 entrance.
Mark Rasciuto on Triple M footy. That was the infringement came from Murphy. Brodie Smith holds it up. Nash locks him up. Hawthorn with the first goal of the game. They lead this one by 6 points on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
So right on the Anzac Appeal logo. Little sideways handball from McKenzie. Impey, he's getting himself a few Red Z lending stats early. Got it to Hardwick. Oh, nice pressure, Rankin. Really nice. Oh, beautiful stuff. Gets on with business. Dawson plays on advantage. Pokes it out in front of the Texan. It's going to bounce and go. He's got it. Dawson from 65 gets Adelaide's first goal, but Rankin really set it up with some good stuff. It's Adelaide 1 straight 6. Hawthorn 1 straight 6. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. The Roo on Triple M footy.
This is why coaches always talk about that your attack starts with defence. If you can't defend in your forward line, you're not going to stay in any good side for very long. Isaac Rankin leads the Adelaide's tackles inside forward 50. He was the man who set it up. Dawson got on the end of it, and Tex Walker decided to let it go. Took a little bit of a risk with letting it go. Shepherded off Frost, and the ball bounced nicely for Dawson.
We are all locked away down in Launceston, University of Tasmania Stadium, and for McDonald's, kick-off game day with a Macca's Classic, the McChicken. Why not? Order via McDelivery today. McDelivery is available in select locations. Jordan Dawson is right up there with the highest rated players in the AFL at the moment. Gone to another level. For McDonald's Arena order, Triple M rocks footy. Oh, just went at the footy again, Dawson, but it spills out. Defensive coverage was good from the Crows. Saligo out on the wing. Beautiful pass. Just dropping that there was Fogarty. Keesey was good to back it up, and Keesey spots inside forward 50 to Murphy.
This will test Murphy. Might just be on his limit. He's going to have to kick from about 51, 52. Brodie Smith or someone like that will be sniffing around here saying, give me the ball and I'll bang it through from 55.
Can we go with Keesey full-time on air now after the airtime you and JB have had?
Yeah, Keesey, that's
on
his
socials.
name.
What a star Keesey's been.
What else are you going to call him?
Keys, it's his last name. Murphy from long range on the left foot. Oh, and it's just touched and rushed across the line.
I've heard your name, Biggers.
So
your name's Biglands.
Pretty good touch, Lockie Murphy, recently. Great to see him back from that neck injury, so that's a minor score. 1-1-7. Adelaide Crows, one straight goal, 6 for the Hawkers. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Yeah, Sicily brings it back in. Mark taken, though, by Smith.
These are the intercept marks Adelaide need to take today.
He puts a long, high ball in the Walker direction. Ground level Morrison. Here's Hardwick. Back there for the Hawks. And I do find it interesting that all of a sudden Biggers is a stickler for the rules when it comes to names as the ball bounces around. So it's at Adelaide's half forward. And Duday wraps it up. We'll have a ball up, 55 out of Adelaide's goal. They lead it by a point. Triple M Titanium Caravan.
Look to see Smith, Hinge, Duday, Michael Annie taking some intercept marks today.
Michael Annie, can you believe, leads the club in intercept marks on cue. He's listening to the Triple M call. Took it but dropped the footy. So holding the ball, Bruce got on with it. And unfortunately there was no advantage paid there really. And
Michael Annie goes through it. Biggles. It was Bruce's decision to play on. That's the player who made the mistake. The umpires see that Bruce took the advantage and let him go, and a little bit selfish.
C-Bar Super special comments there with Mark Rasciuto, and beautifully described there. C-Bar Super making hard work pay off.
It's a fine line, Yoda, to try and keep the ball moving, which your coaches want, and getting caught like that.
Here he is, Keesey, inside 50, ground level ball. And opportunity for Raymond. That's a beautifully executed ball.
Gee, Tex Walker dropped a chest mark there. Could have had a shot from 20 out.
Here's Newcomb. Nice footy up towards centre wing. So outer side, Green. He's on a long lead. Goes down the line with the kick. Just overcooked at a touch for Morrison, who was shaping it for. And it's out of play. Centre wing out of side. We'll have it tossed in. Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Adelaide lead it by a point. 1-1-7. Hawthorn 1 straight 6.
So it looks like Murray's got the job on Green.
Fergus Green is in terrific form after kicking over 50 goals in the VFL. Number 1 in the competition for marks on a lead. And had one there. Murray just sagging off him from the stoppage to the front. Smashing through was Ned Long. Started on the interchange bench. Ned Long back into the team last week versus the Giants, so the Crows lead this one by 1 point. 8.5 minutes gone in this first term. Rory Sloane, head over the footy, where you always find him. Newcomb's got in. Get a ball up.
That's one of the changes Adelaide made after a couple of weeks. Always wanted to have a couple of senior players around the ball. So Rory Sloane, Jordan Dawson, Rory led 2 of those all the time.
Certainly paying dividends. And Saligo out of side finds Walker on a long lead. So Frost in opposition. He dished off a little handball. Got it back. Centre wing, then just kicked it straight into Frost's feet. And it's out of play. Attacking side of centre wing out of side.
We talked about Bruce trying to take advantage there. And that's what Tex did there, to try and give the ball to Saligo. And it doesn't always work, but when it does work, you get out the back of your zone defence and get some easy shots on goal.
From the boundary throw in out of side. Crows by 1 point. Saligo's been busy early. Rory Sloane's hands were sharp. So O'Brien, who jammed on the boot. Sicily in defence takes an easy chest mark. Now up to disposal number 4 on the Triple M Red Z Lending stats. Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed, REDZED.com. Now Fergus Green is pushed up again. In fact, it's Harry Morrison, Fergus Green's lookalike. And he kicks it a half forward, Tom Duday. This is what Mark Rashudo predicted. The prediction skills are on for Rupert today. Intercepting mark across half-back. They elect to switch and come to the members' side of University of Tasmania grandstand. Brodie Smith in the middle of the ground will assess his options.
So he's looking up forward, not a lot of movement happening for him, so he sort of looks sideways. Goes back to Murray. What a year he's had, Nick Murray.
Yeah, he's one of the reasons why the Crows have improved. And they're last year they were the youngest list and the youngest team every single week of every game, so you'd expect they're going to improve.
He delivered a bullet to Rochelle, who found Saligo, who pops one inside 50. Rankin, just outpointed by Hardwick. Big tackle, Sloan.
That was holding the ball.
It was. Sicily just dropped the pill. No free kick.
God.
And, I need to see that on the Harvey Norman.
Listen, if the AFL want people not to do sling tackles and slam tackles, pay holding the ball. Like, you've got to reward the tackler there. He tackled him, dispossessed him. He didn't get rid of it properly. It's holding the ball.
From the stoppage inside, attacking 50 for the Crows. Quick set of hands from Laird after Taylor Walker did the ruck work. Rochelle jammed it on the boot. It lands in the goal square, but Frost read it best. Hasn't missed a game this year, Frost, the number 1 intercept possession player. Oh, his kick, though, was short to the pocket. Set Harry Morrison a huge task, and he panicked. And we get a boundary throw and roll alongside the point post, which sees the Adelaide Crows leading by 1 point.
I think Benny Keys has bluffed the boundary umpire. It's gone off Keys, out on the full. Should have been a free kick to Hawthorn.
Check that out on the Harvey Norman. Extraordinary there. So Adelaide still deep in attack. They lead it by a point. Throw in. Who we got swooping around here? Look at Rankin out the side, just trying to get around. Ball didn't spit out there. It might go there now. Walker tried something, didn't come off. Frost, Rankin, putting some real heat on Hardwick. Newcombe for the Hawks. Just a nice little blind turn and delivers well. Just trying to search for the next target. Amon measures it down the line, looking for Brockman. Just went over his head. Ground level ball to be won here. Millerer, he just couldn't quite get possession. McKenzie, backward handball. Newcombe heard the voice of Amon. Amon was able to sweep on the ball. Handball over the top from Lynch. Under some big pressure, McDonald, but a legal tackle.
Got him high. Got him high early. Be filthy, that Lairdy.
So Connor McDonald, 65 from home, comes back into the corridor. Jarman Impey's kick doesn't hit a target and sets Warple a task. He just jams it on his boot. It's going to drop in the pocket now. Going back with the flight. McKenzie was pretty good, the youngster. His eyes on the footy cam, McKenzie. And came on as the sub last week and made his debut in round 1 of the Triple MCG against the Bombers, Cam McKenzie. Just a teenager. Very impressive eyes on the footy there. So Adelaide by 1 point. The ball is inside the attacking 50 for the Hawks.
But a real arm wrestle. O'Brien uncontested there. Just took it out of the air for Adelaide. Delivered it to Duday, who works it up towards centre wing. And what's he got, Duday, Rue, on the Red Z lending stats so far today?
He's had 3 disposals already, 1 intercept mark.
Get a look at Nixie on the Harvey Norman replay. So throw in. Half forward here for the Hawks. Lynch went the double fist option in the ruck setup. Ground level Jones. Another one who's really found his game. Here's Duday again. Just under pressure. He kicks it. It wobbles. And throw it in.
Can't pin him for that. That was a stray kick because of the pressure from the tackler. Chase Jones got coaches' votes in the last 2 games. When you get coaches' votes, you've got to earn them. So that is fantastic for his development.
Warple was terrific off the stoppage. Just wobbles one to Wingard, who was 40 out from home. Here is Chase Jones, who went left then right and gave to his skipper in Dawson. Kicks around the corner. CJ Jaff's going to have a good look at this. Gathers. Well, no, he doesn't. He spills it. Under all sorts of pressure. That is great work from Pedler. Just worried him out of it. Now Laird with the forward handball. Philthorpe back to Laird. Now Pedler, the bull. Left footer. Top of the goal square. Where is Tex? Philthorpe dropped the dolly. Was the only man with hands on it. Keysy at ground level. Good set of hands, but it was wayward to Nash. And now the Hawks are going to get out of trouble. That was a golden opportunity for Adelaide.
Oh, I just saw something on the Harvey Norman boys. We'll get to it in a minute. Footy working up towards centre wing. Butts is there, ground level. Look at the heat around this ball. Michaelani wrapped up, lost it. Sweeping in Duday. Got the handball to Butts. Oh, smother. There's a lot of pressure out there at the moment. Sideways ball. She just missed the target looking for Morrison. Here's Smith for Adelaide. Measures it beautifully. Nice build-up. Michaelani at half forward.
Gee, the pressure's on, boys. Both sides really bring the heat. This is a good quality game at the moment.
Mark Rasciuto there. Oh, that's a beautiful ball. Walker found some nice space and delivered sensationally. It might have been Scholl who was able to put it in there, and the Texan will go back with a bit of angle.
Sam Mitchell couldn't be happier with what his players are doing at the moment. They're putting pressure on. Adelaide have squandered 2 goal-scoring opportunities. Tex Walker dropped a mark earlier on, and then Riley Thilthorpe dropped a mark he should have taken as well. Tex needs to go back and kick his 11th goal for the year.
So the Texan, in he comes. Kick is good. So Adelaide extend the lead, 2-1-13. Hawks are 1 straight 6. And boys, on the Harvey Norman replay, not sure if you caught it, as that ball went out of play from Duday earlier on, there was a man holding a Triple M mic who applied a spoil in the background.
Really?
It's Tubes.
Tubes.
What do you got, Tubes? We got you on the Red Zeds for a spoil, mate.
Yeah, well, put me down, boys, because last time I was here at University of Tasmania Stadium for the Hawks North Melbourne game, I was on level 4. Only seems significant that I get a touch now. I'm actually on the boundary as a boundary rider.
Yes, Tubes, and no laptop required today either. Is that correct?
No laptop required here on the ground. Had to pull a few strings. That's why you're calling me the King of Taz. I had to use my networks to get down here on the boundary side for Triple M.
We didn't call you the King of Taz. You called yourself that.
Come on, biggers. Come on, biggers.
Good on you, Tubes.
Have a great buy 3 and get 1 free deals plus instant cash back.
Give it back to him, Tubes.
Today. T's and C's apply. Andrew Taylor, that is outstanding.
So footy in dispute. Hawthorn out of the middle. They try and get something working. Nash. He's got that preemptive headband after that clash he copped a few weeks ago. And he just tapes it up Selwood style before he heads out. Handball now. Gee, Adelaide's pressure big. Jones on Bruce. And he's wrapped up. Roo, why has Jones got votes in the last few games? What's different about him at the moment?
Well, he's starting to get 20 odd disposals. I think he had 27 last week, kicked a goal the week before, or 28 last week, had 21 the week before that against Freo. And I know for a fact he does exactly what the coach wants him to do, and that's a big part of the game when you're setting up defensive pressure.
McDonald went around the corner deep in the pocket, will land on top of the goal square for Hawthorn. First in and under was Moore, but Mark not completed.
Who was that? There was Murray Biggles that pulled it in. If the Hawthorn players are a little bit smarter there, just suck it in, put your hand up. They pay holding the ball a lot for that.
Oh, Big Reevesy! Big Reevesy just pounded down to himself and then got boot to ball and kicked the ruckman's goal in the goal square. Well done, big man. Hawthorn bounced back. They're 2 straight 12. LA Crows are 2-1-13.
Thilthorpe is saying he touched it here, so let's just see if he's bluffing or not.
I don't know about that.
Well, he's put his hand up to make out. Let's see. It'll be just there. We'll see what happens on the replay here.
So left hand from Thilthorpe was in the ruck and put it across Ned Reeves' boot. They're going to review it on the Harvey Norman replay to see exactly how it went through and if there was a digit on it.
Yeah, I reckon has he just missed it? It's hard to tell on the Harvey Norman.
Well, he's pretty definitive about it, but doesn't look like he's having any luck.
So it looks like on the Harvey Norman, she's going to be a goal. We're back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. It's Adelaide by a point. Hawthorn out of the middle. Gets one working forward, Warple. Bouncing ball, Murray. Tried to take him on, did as well. Released a handball. Here's Millerup. He's under some tackle pressure. The Hawks have really ramped up this tackling pressure. Bruce. And a free kick. Which way is it going? So
enormous pressure by Hawthorn here. When you get tackled like that and you haven't had prior, you just hold on to it. You don't have to get rid of it. You don't have to panic.
Morrison went looking for the experienced Bruce with a low darting ball in attacking 50, but the defence of Adelaide was good, and Scholl was right at the base of the pack. Pedler took them all on, but couldn't find the target with his handball, and another turnover ball to Thilthorpe as the Hawks tried to come back through the corridor. Now Rochelli's in the centre of the ground. Strolls on, gets on the arc, waits for something to open up. Doesn't really have any pressure coming from behind, so he dumps it in the pocket towards Tex and out of his reach, and Frost sees over the boundary line.
When you're running through the ground and you have a bounce like Rochelle was doing there, you feel an enormous amount of pressure. You don't know if people are coming behind you. You don't know if you should kick it. You don't know if you can take another bounce. That's when you need really clear voice from players around you so you don't panic.
Brownlow medalist Mark Rasciuto there on Triple M footy for Seabus. Here's an opportunity for the Hawks. Newcomb strolling across that defensive line. Gee, a sloppy kick in the end. He had his player out, Morrison, but just sort of missed the target. Goes out of play. They'll have it thrown in half forward.
Getting plenty of the ball. John Newcomb, superstar Hawthorn plays, up to 7 disposals, 4 hard ground ball gets and a couple of clearances.
So we'll have it tossed in. Ground level ball. Warple almost through it. Umpire didn't pay it. Sweeping through with a bit of venom was more handball. Goes long. Contest here. Oh, very well done. That was beautiful work back there by Mitch Hinge. And here's Rochelle again. He's really been up the park a lot today in the early part of this game. Goes sideways, just clears the man in the middle, and it ends up with Scholl.
Scholl's had plenty of the ball. This is 9th disposals as well for Adelaide.
Red Z lending stats. Scholl getting plenty of it. Oh, nice mark. Sicily. He's off his line here too.
Well, terrible kick there by Lockie Scholl. Why would you kick to Lockie Murphy on James Sicily?
So the captain standing up for the Hawkers in big moments really misses the game. He goes short and Scholl's turned it over as well. That's a beautiful kick. He laced out Taylor Walker, who was steaming up at it, 65 from home, just on his range, and he finds the skipper in Dawson.
He's just got to go back and relax here. There's a lot of options. It's in goal-kicking range. Go back, kick the goal. There's no wind, there's no rain. A 55-metre kick straight out in front for Jordan Dawson is a 8 out of 10 chance.
So he's already got one snag coming off the back of 32 disposals and 9 tackles on Thursday night footy. The skipper leading from the front. Normally a beautiful left foot kick. Goes across the face and stays in play or not. No, Sicily gathered and Hawthorn are running with their Anzac Guernseys as well today, which are pretty spectacular actually. So 2-2-14 the Crows, 2 straight 12 Hawthorn on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
So Adelaide by 2 points. Sicily got it out of the area for the moment. Only as far as Miller for Adelaide. Works it to Murray. He goes sideways. Looking down the ground, Sloane. Goes a short lead-up ball. It's Rochelle getting busy through this middle part of the ground. And footy goes to the outer side. And working here, Frost. Fogarty. Haven't seen a lot of the fog in the early part of this game. Jath around the body. Or McKenzie had to go. Murray for Adelaide did well. Laird a little sideways sliding handball. Didn't find a target. Here's Nash for the Hawks. Hardwick under some pressure. Just released it out of there. Working up towards centre wing. Coming through there was Green. Got a nice fist through it. Butts for Adelaide. Dawson under some wind guard pressure. He released the handball. Butts goes again. There is enormous pressure around this ball. Little fumble by Hinge. Newcomb tried to close him down, but Adelaide steady across halfback.
I don't think Mitchell, for the Hawthorn coach, should be any happier with the pressure Hawthorn are putting on the Crows ball carriers.
Pedler came out across the wing and gathered, gave to Rochelle. Long ball, Rankin set himself, but Frost, is he going to pay it? He is. Big Frosty stands up under the heat, has a great mark. Now into the leadership group and stood under 4 players, had Rankin climbing all over him with Riley O'Brien alongside, and he pulls down the mark. Now Carl Amon spent 9 years at the Power. Now with Hawthorn across half-back, switching out to the skipper in Sicily. Still in the defensive 50 for Hawthorn.
Free agent after 8 or 9, Biggles.
Well, that's your sort of department, Roo, that one. List management. Well, the chip in from Butts wasn't his best effort. It was a risky kick, probably not in his repertoire. Warple was good. O'Brien did a bit of hand-to-hand combat and knocked it down to ground level. Pedler through, as he always does, smashes through. Amon's got him and also got the footy. How's he going to get it out? Somehow. Chase Jones over it. It's a hot footy. In dispute. Everyone jumping on it. No one can get a clear passage. Pedler somehow just whacks it forward. Sicily. Rankin. This is all handball stuff. Now around the corner from Keys, gets boot to ball. Murphy, set upon, tried to turn inside out and get a quick snap on goals. 30 out from the Adelaide goal, couldn't do it.
This is one of the hottest games I've seen for the year. It's not probably pretty to watch, but it'll break open. One side will not be able to replicate this sooner or later. Might take to the next quarter, but at this stage they're both going super hard.
Rashudo there for Seabus. Ball spills out. And Sicily works it up to half-back for the Hawks. Opportunity, Saligo sends Adelaide back inside 50. Oh, they flew from the back. At the front was Thilthorpe. No, around the body goes Thilthorpe. Almost the miraculous sort of stuff. He was getting the ground level ball there. Adelaide out by 3 points. It's 15-12 on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Brenton Yates there alongside Mark Rashudo and Andrew Taylor. That is your team on Triple M footy this afternoon. And that ball was punched away by Butts over the top.
Lucky show up to 10 disposals for Adelaide. Sicily's had 10 for Hawthorn.
Triple M Red Z lending stats. Mark Rashudo casting his eye over those this afternoon. Bit of conditions in Launceston. Chase Jones around the corner from the stoppage. Oh, coming out at it, just dropped an absolute dolly. That was Rochelle. And now Hawthorn are going to clean up through Jath at half-back. Wingard loves the give and go. Does that, and the free kick is going to go the way of Newcomb after he was pushed.
Undisciplined.
Yeah, Hingy got him in the back. In fact, it was McDonald. Conor McDonald switches out wide. And they elect to link up. Some good run from Mitchell. And the play on call. So Adelaide leading by 3 points. We're inside the final 2 minutes in this first term. Red hot game.
Been a good quarter.
So at the Hawks attacking end here, we'll have a tossed in 55 around. Adelaide by 3 points. So Lynch and O'Brien to go to battle here in the ruck duel. O'Brien got the tap down. Dawson and Sloane floating across the back of the contest. No one could really get a clean possession. Ball spits out. Warple, nice little handball. Amon puts a high ball to a pretty dangerous pocket area. Murray came through, killed the contest. And she's out of play, literally a metre around from the Hawks' goal. Adelaide by 3 points. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
I reckon Rupert's got a bit of man love for Nick Murray. The man from Gailmain, Grong Matong, New South Wales. Just
near Wagga Wagga.
Real hard nut country head who just loves crashing in, got the spoil over the boundary line. And from the throw-in, O'Brien brought it down to Smith, who got around the corner. Shot on goal from the pocket. He's going to try and bend it round. It couldn't quite get there. And that came from Conor McDonald. Didn't quite have enough elevation on it. And Miller, sitting on the line, got a spoil through. So Adelaide lead by 2 points. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
He has gone a little bit Larry, Nick Murray. Normally just a black bootaroo, but he's got some red boots these days. Fogarty taking the mark, no 50 paid.
Who's got the red boots?
Nick Murray.
Oh,
used to just have the black setup, the old workman-like style, but he's just getting a little bit out there. There's his fisted out of play, but geez, having a year, isn't he?
Someone might have got a sponsorship.
We'll have it throw it in centre wing. When the sponsors come running, the colour can be whatever you like, Roo.
Well, they just get looked after in the Nike store and run them all. As we see Chase Jones on screen with his Nike Tempo boots looking pretty quick.
Unbelievable.
So first to the footy is going to be Laird, who ushers it over the boundary line. And
you're going to do cash for comment.
There's no cash for comments there.
You're going to do cash for comments.
Fact.
Deck out your commentary box, please.
Look at Rankin and his Tempo boots.
Graceful. I'm telling the boss.
So Adelaide by 2 points. Absolutely perfect conditions, as Tubes told us, down on the boundary for Bob Jane T-Marts.
A white pair and a black pair, please.
Rory Sloane tries to push forward over the top. Frost again, outstanding intercept, having some sort of game. Without him, who knows where Hawthorn will be. So to half forward now, and Riley O'Brien's, that's where he sets up. A nice ball from Reeves, going stride for stride with the big man. Around the corner goes McDonald. McKenzie it is, in fact. Hawthorn push to attack. That's holding on. Bruce will pick up the free kick.
Overruled by next Well, he could have a shot from 58.
So Brody Smith got him around the waist when he didn't have the footy, and Brewster's going to launch from 58 metres on a pretty tight angle, and the three-time premiership player, has he got this in his...
He's going to have to go to the top.
Well, he had that little hamstring issue last
Ring
week
blighty.
as well, didn't he?
And Bruce tries the torp. It starts left. It'll get probably about 50 metres out of bounds on the full, so no further score added. Adelaide Crows are in front in a cracking game of footy by 2 points.
For Choice Hotels around the grounds yesterday, Port by 40 over the Eagles, Brisbane by 21 over the Giants, and last night the Cats by 93 over Sydney. Quarter time, University of Tasmania Stadium. Adelaide by 2 points. We'll hear from the Roo after the break. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Kick off game day with a Macca's classic, the McChicken. Order via McDelivery today. McDelivery is available in select locations.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Straight after this game, join the Temper Mattress call team for Carlton and St Kilda.
The Blues are going berserk! Saints are on fire!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Did you know you can explore Aldi's catalogue online so you can enjoy our low prices here? Or even here. Browse Aldi's online catalogue at aldi.com.au or pick up a printed version in store. Aldi, good, different.
When it comes to scrap metal, scrap it in the city. Denron Metals is Adelaide's only city scrap metal yard, and we pay cash for scrap. Copper, brass, aluminium, steel, car bodies, white goods, stainless steel, you name it, Denron Metals pays cash for it. Customer service is our priority. We've even got new facilities and a full-length weighbridge coming soon. Denron Metals, 22 West Theberton Road, Theberton. Open 5.5 days. We're just 3 minutes from the city. Denron Metals, your scrap metal dealer. denronmetals.com.au.
An affordable boutique home with striking features? That's distinctive. A home that's a step ahead of the rest? That's distinctive. A reputation for quality, style and value for money that's been built over 35 years? That's distinctive. Distinctive Homes. With house and land packages available all over Adelaide, Distinctive Homes will design and create your dream home. Step forward and be distinctive with Distinctive Homes, affordable boutique homes. distinctivehomes.com.au.
Australia, now is the best time to enjoy Aussie fresh fruit and veg.
Right now, 100% SA grown carrots are in season, and just $1 for a 1 kilo bag.
Coles, value the Australian way.
Offer ends Tuesday.
It takes a village to raise a child. Right now in South Australia, there are children and young people in need of love, support and therapeutic care. If children and family mean the world to you, now is a great time to consider if foster care is right for you. There are all kinds of carers in the village, from all walks of life. Start your journey to learn more about specialist foster care. Visit lutherancare.org.au. Lutheran Care. Be the village.
Zambrero make the best burritos in town. And it's hard to pick just one reason why they're the best. It could be the super fresh ingredients, the guacamole made in-house daily, or that their juicy, slow-cooked meat always hits the spot. Or maybe it's just because there's a sauce for every craving that comes your way. Right now, I just want one of their burritos to come my way. Zambrero makes the best burritos in town. Taste one for yourself. Dine in, take away or delivered. Zambrero. Feel good Max.
Race into Ram Truck's Red Hot DS 1500 Express run out for a red hot 3.99% finance rate. Stock is limited, so see your Ram dealer today. T's and C's apply. Approved ABN applicants of Ram Trucks Finance only.
Arm yourself this flu season with Amcal, your vaccination destination. With pharmacies Australia-wide, there's a participating Amcal near you with expert pharmacists and private consultation rooms. To book your flu vaccination, search Amcal Flu.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Straight after this game, join the Temper Mattress call team for Carlton and St Kilda.
The Blues are going berserk! Saints are on fire!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Quarter time, University of Tasmania Stadium, and it is Adelaide by 2 points in what's been a tough opening quarter. 2-3-15 Adelaide, Hawthorn at 2-1-13. Built tough Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a ream. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy. Here is Mark Rasciuto with his thoughts and the stats on the opening quarter.
Well, great first quarter. Both sides bought the heat, didn't they? It was really hot. There was a lot of tackling. There was a lot of stuff happening in tight. So if anyone drops off in that department, that side will be the beneficiary. The other side will be the beneficiary of that. Whether it's Adelaide, whether it's Hawthorn, it doesn't matter. So Adelaide have dropped some marks they should have taken in the forward line. They've had some opportunities to kick some more goals, so they'll be unhappy with that. But at this stage, we've got a good game of footy.
57% of the time the ball has been Adelaide's front half, but contested possessions have gone the way just of Hawthorn, and as well as clearances. Well, clearances, contested possessions are what Adelaide have based their game around on recently, Roo, and Hawthorn are really matching them in that area at the moment.
Other good part about this game from Adelaide perspective, Roo, is to see how they handle a scrap, isn't it? Like, you know, they were able to really get themselves rolling early last week against Carlton, but this is a different style of game today.
Yeah, a bit similar to the showdown, I guess. Yeah. That was a bit of a scrap. So Adelaide have played 12 good quarters in a row leading into this game. They've played four-quarter footy, what everyone loves to do. It's not easy to do it. Most sides probably play 2.5 or 3 or 3 and a bit. So this stage has been a cracking contest.
Tubes for Bob Jane Seamarts.
Ned McHenry, the sub, warming up extremely well because they had the data analyst for Adelaide Sheeds kicking him a footy. I reckon I'd be kicking better in my Blunston boots than he was there, boys. So he's well and truly warmed up.
Oh, there he is, King of Tassie. Tubes for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Here's Red Bigland, second quarter.
Well, Reeves was good, looking for Nash, who came steaming off in front of the square and was immediately jumped upon.
They got a bit softer on that one there. Nash just laying on the ball, didn't have prior opportunity. I prefer that they ball it up there instead of pinging them.
Adelaide by 2 points. Here's Nash with the headband on, of course, after that huge head clash he had with Buse on Easter Monday at the Triple MCG. Now Pedler's been alive. Well, love the way he's gone about it. His tack on the foot, he swings around that left boot. Beautiful pass to Rochelle, who found space, 70 from home. He wants to get on with the job pretty quickly. He's going to send it to the pocket. One-on-one contest. There you go! Just got the body really nicely on Amon and didn't extend the arms. Did it really well and pulled down a mark 30 out from goal.
I just said at quarter time, Adelaide have been ordinary in the air, and that's been the big fellas, Walker, Thilthorpe, those sort of types. But Jake Saligo, the unlikely contested mark inside the forward 50, needs to go back and finish it now. He's had a good start to the game.
7 disposals, kicked 3 goals this year, and the youngster has not missed a game, so finding his feet this year at AFL level. He starts at left on the inside of the boot and it doesn't come back. And that is not a good finish for a talented youngster. So 2-1-13 the Hawks, 2-4-16 the Adelaide Crows on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Subbed out last week Saligo, so needs to make the most of his opportunity today.
Seabar Super there, Mark Rasciuto. Seabar Super making hard work pay off. Ball in dispute, centre wing, Nash. He's wrapped up strongly by Laird.
And that's what I was saying before, Yatesy, with blokes who get tackled like that, if you haven't had prior opportunity, don't try and get rid of it, just hold on to it, ball it up, have another stoppage.
The great smother off the boot there by Laird. Newcomb tried to screw it around the corner, but Laird whacks it out of play off the boot. Good smother. Nice 1% sort of stuff, Biggles. They've have it tossed in centre wing. O'Brien.
Sorry, Yoda.
You're right, mate. Up against Reeves. That was nice by Laird. Here's Rochelle. He's working through the middle up towards half forward. Walker came steaming out. Did well at ground level. Have a look at this. This way, that way. The Texan. Oh, brilliant. Really nice piece of work by Walker. He's found Pedler, who will go back straight in front and try and slot this home.
Yeah, Adelaide didn't have the kicking boots on in the first 2 rounds of the year. They kicked themselves out of the contest. The last 3 weeks they've been good, but today 2 goals 4, so they don't want to start getting the yips in front of the big sticks.
As Pedler comes in, he's had a good year too so far. He's just a hard worker, tough. Kick is going right there, he's got it. So Adelaide get the opening goal of the second term. They move to 3-4-22. Hawthorn at 2-1-13 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade is here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work. Here's Mark Rashudo on Triple M Footy.
2 good fend-offs from Tex Walker, and then the composure to not just blaze away and snap it around the body, but actually look around and do a 15-metre snap onto the chest of Luke Pedler. And it's great to see Luke Pedler get his body in good condition. I think this is his 3rd year on the list, and it's taken 3 years to get his body up to AFL standard to be able to handle the knocks, the durability, the work that needs to go for a hard-working midfielder.
He just missed the one game this year. I think it was suspension, wasn't it?
Yes, swing tackle.
So for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy. Rochelle having a go on ball, tried to go in and out, and still does. Somehow got off a handball, which ended up with Wingard. Socket off the ground there for McDonald for the Hawks. Now Hinge at the back of the square. Dawson, laser-like left to the outer side, and here is Pedler again. He tries to be a little bit too quick with it. He was going to get it over the back to Tex, but didn't give it enough elevation. And
he's just dropped him.
So down the ground, Pedler has gone back at Sicily, who got into him, and he gave away a free kick down the ground. So this will bring Frost up to the middle of the ground. He wants to get on with it quickly.
Have a look at him. Gallop Frost just launches a long ball up to half forward.
He looked like one of the horses I backed yesterday.
He was going really quick, Roo, though. That was probably the difference. Or did you have a good day?
One bet, one win.
Oh, we'll love it.
Kalos.
Here is Smith for Adelaide in that defensive 50. Looking for a long raking ball. Yeah, a big fly at the front. Frost couldn't drag it down. Sicily there. And a free kick. Oh, now Sicily and Fogarty are going on with it here.
Oh, I'd pay to see that one.
They are still going. Have a look at this. This is MMA style. Sicily.
Don't give it away, Das.
Fogarty too strong. Have a look at him.
Tap out, Sicily.
He did at the end. The Fog just sort of dismissed him in the finish.
That reminded me of me and Biggles at training one night when he thought he was strong enough to take me on and ended up missing a few weeks.
You went head-to-head with Pig Dunstall, I reckon, didn't you, in Lincoln?
Nah, my mate from Wakery did.
That's right. That was like that sort of style. Hawthorn.
So the Wakery B-grade to beat one of the best of all time.
Hawthorn versus Adelaide, and well, at the moment Adelaide are in front here by 9 points, and
I reckon there's alarm bells for Hawthorn at the moment. They've just dropped off a little bit here. Adelaide need to make them pay.
Pedler is really getting busy on the Red Z lending stat sheet now, especially in this second term. So they just tightrope walk the boundary line. Adelaide ends up with Rankin, who's basically where the 50-metre arc joins the boundary line, and he spots up Rochelle with an easy kick, and Hawthorn were asleep, probably still thinking about the wrestle on the outer side. So Rochelle's going to have a shot, probably 35 out, slight angle.
Yeah, Rochelle, he's kicked the 10 goals, he's averaging 19 disposals a game, but he is on fire, as Biggles and Yater have been saying. This is his 12th disposal coming up, so getting plenty of the ball today. Rash
should be on track to beat his average. He's averaging 19 disposals and 2 goals a game in 2023. So the Jet, Josh Rochelle, and this one's not going to come back, and it's going to fade across the face for a minor. 3-5-23 the Adelaide Crows, 2-1-13 the Hawks. And that is all happening on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade is here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
So it's a lead of 10 points to Adelaide. Impey receives the kick in. I want to get back to this test of strength through that Biggle threw the challenge out at training one night. I haven't heard this story. Here's a nice mark. Dawson.
That's because Biggles doesn't want to tell it.
I'm sure it's short as Dawson goes toward the boundary. Fogarty just can't get his hands on it. McKenzie. Big tackle, Dawson. Ball spills. Hinge. Undergrounder. Looking for Rankin. He's being hassled by Warple. Laird this way, that way. Soligo. A little inboard ball. It was smothered off the boot. McDonald for Hawthorn. Deep in defence. Very good tackle. No free kick paid. Keysy in the pocket. He's tackled. Scholl kept it in. And it is out on the full, in fact. So Hawks will get it deep in defence. So can you indulge me, Roo? What was this test of strength at training?
Well, we used to just every now and then just try and see who the most dominant male at the football club is, and every now and then Biggles would pick on a few little fellas and get his confidence up, and then try and get in the heavyweight division and just get a little reminder why he probably shouldn't.
Welcome along to Story Time with Mark Rashudo here. Probably on play school at about 3 o'clock in the afternoons.
Out in the savannah,
after a few Carlton drafts.
Talking absolute rhubarb in the Seabus Super Special Comments chair. So now Hardwick back to the footy, deep in defence for the Hawks, to the outer side.
What did happen then, Biggles?
Going through was Dylan Moore.
He's gone very quiet.
Oh, yeah.
Really think people care, Roo, but we'll
finish the story.
Dylan Moore now has been in and under for the Hawthorn Footy Club, and now the clearance after O'Brien palmed it down and come back through the middle. McDonald was good. Spotted up Wingard, who kicks into attack. It's going to go deep, and Fergus Green had a look at it. 1-on-1 with Murray. Murray held on. Umpire didn't see it. Bruce just pushed down and couldn't quite keep it in deep inside the forward pocket for the Hawks. They trail by 10 points.
We talked about Hawthorn in the first quarter and how good they were defensively and pressure. They had 32 tackles in the first quarter, the most of any team in the first quarter this year.
A massive Red Z lending stat there with Roo. Here's Michael Annie. Ball spurts out the back. Oh, gee, just flopped their butts. It ends up with Smith. Scholl's been busy. He gets it out of that defensive 50. It's a ball in dispute. Mitchell for the Hawks working hard. It's wrapped up. Here's Impey, and we'll have a ball up just near the logo.
Granger Barras copped the knock from Dawson, who come in a million miles an hour. He's just sucking in the big wagons on the boundary, the big Hawthorn defender.
He came in last week for his first game, Granger Barras, so we want to keep his spot in the side from the clearance. Adelaide bound out of there. Saligo was terrific and hinged with a handball receive. Ends up with Rankin into the pocket. Oh, Hillthorpe was held, or he also lost the ball in the sun. Here's Keesey. Keesey turns on the left and just spots up. That wasn't anywhere near the required journey. Taylor Walker jams on his boot, not sure what he was thinking. He smacks it into the point post, and Jath will bring it back in for the Hawks. Adelaide 3-5-23 are leading Hawthorn 2-1-13, a margin of 10 points in the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Adelaide have had 41 disposals to Hawthorn's 15 in the second quarter. They're dominating possession.
Massive Red Z lending stats there. Laird's wrapped up by both Warple and Amon. Getting a look at Granger Barras on the Harvey Norman replay. Just getting a bit of massage now. Fridge run out on now at Harvey Norman. Hurry while stocks last. Shopping store or online. The footy works up to centre wing. Oh, nice mark. So it's played to Michael Annie. And, dangerous sort of inboard ball. Millerer. He was very good at the second effort, but he was wrapped up quickly. And he might be done here. So just didn't try and get rid of it. And McDonald for the Hawks has got the footy.
Opportunity now for the Hawks. Short ball to Amon. 80 from home, still inside the centre square. Eyes darting. Gets on that left of his. Puts it in the pocket. It was beautifully weighted, and Fergus Green just came loping out and took it on the chest.
Haven't seen Max Michaelani make too many mistakes in his short career, but he has made a blue there, and it's given Hawthorn an opportunity here to get a shot on goal.
So Fergus Green is a beautiful user of the ball, particularly in front of goals. Already has one this afternoon. In fact, he had the first of the afternoon, tied up against the boundary line. Takes the step inside, leans the right boot in. It was going to go across the face, and Brockman went flying through, almost took a big hang, but couldn't quite bring it down. He's got some serious hops, Brockman, and we'll get a ball up inside the goal square for the Hawks. So they set themselves. O'Brien brings it down, Sloan trying to take it one arm. Warple just jammed it on his boot. Lightning hands to get the ball to his boot, and they score a goal, Hawthorn. And that was really out of nothing. Congestion around the pack. Warple with some super smarts, and it's 3-1-19 now, the Hawks. 3-5-23 Adelaide. Margin back to 4 points.
Well, Warple just got a goal out of nothing. Reeves did the same thing in the first quarter. 2 out of their 3 have come from just little sneaky little opportunities. Had no one between him and the goals there. Warple had a great game last week. Dominated in a huge performance by him. And he's going on with it again today.
The voice there of Mark Rasciuto, former skipper, premiership star from the Adelaide Crows. And you're right, Roo, the 2 of their goals have come from the goal square in ruck contests. It's extraordinary. But Adelaide's margin only 4 points at the moment. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Rucks go at it. Lynch for Hawthorn got the tap down. Saligo for Adelaide got it out of there. Works it to half forward. Hardwick, very nice mark. Able to fly. Actually took it on his chest in the end. There was no spoiling pressure. Finds Newcomb at the top of the defensive 50. Newcomb gets on with business. Sends the footy up at the contest centre wing. Millerer. Too strong, able to take the mark comfortably.
This is what's pleasing Adelaide's fans most, seeing Millerer back in form. Is a vital component. Finds Murphy on the run, left foot, couldn't get it over the back. Taylor Walker almost had it. Some great clean up and run now. One-on-one contest in defence for the Hawks, and that was the debutant last week. And Seamus Mitchell, who took him on, got out of there, and Nash was done in the end. Great pressure from Adelaide in their front half, and Rochelle ends up with a free kick. So the run down from behind from Rochelle on Nash. So he's going to launch into it. Kicks it almost 55, lands right on the goal line, and Justin Fogarty had Sicily to beat and couldn't do that, so a minus score. 3-6-24 Adelaide, 3-1-19, Crows by 5 points.
Once again, the goal scoring opportunity coming from defensive pressure from Rochelle that time. It was Rankin earlier, so the Stars are doing the hard work.
Mark Rashudo there for Seba Super. Here's Newcomb for the Hawks. From half-back, working it down the line. Adelaide lead it by 5 points. Ball bobbles around Morrison. Duday came closing in nicely. Boundary line beats them both. And centre wing out up. We will have it tossed in. Crows by 5.
Adelaide are winning everything this quarter. Disposals, contested possessions, clearances, inside 50s, but they've kicked 1 goal, 3. Hawthorn have kicked the 1 goal.
Warper was good from the front and square at the boundary throw-in. Just wobbles one into attacking 50. Hinge was good. Duday was clean as you like. Gave it on the wraparound to Brodie Smith. Kicks back to where the stoppage was, and Warper's going to get another disposal, but Pedler's got something to say about that. Saligo helps him out. Tex with a 9-metre pass. Barely the journey, but they get on with it to Dawson. Now Murphy thought about stopping and then kicks a short ball in the half volley to Rochelle. Went outside, turned back inside and had a flying shot on goal, but couldn't quite connect, and it wobbles through. Rochelle having lots of opportunities. Adelaide are wayward at the moment, 3-7-25. They lead by 6 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So, look, re-entry here now. Tackle was put on Mitchell. We'll have a ball up.
Got to start making the most of their dominance here, Adelaide. They've been all over Hawthorn in this quarter and got nothing to show for it. Only the 4 points up for the quarter.
They lead the game by 6 after having a 2-point quarter-time buffer. Walker tried to take it out of the contest. Nash, he's wrapped up strongly. And we'll have another ball up.
Tex Walker fantastic in these stoppages. Let's see if he can create something.
Oh, he does, Roo. The first one, the second one, though, he's done there, isn't he?
Yep.
So, the umpire is going to ball it up.
Well, you can't take it out the ruck.
Well, he took it on and then took 3 of them.
That's right. That's holding the ball every day of the week.
Super lucky Adelaide Crows there. Tex from the stoppage. Pedler wheels around, top of the square. Fogarty killed it. Tried to bring it down. CJ Jarrett off to the races. Look at him go. Shifts through the gears. Lightning quick, but turns the ball over. Chase Jones and more. Slipped over. And going back at it is Ned Long. Now Sicily off one step around the corner. Right in front of Tubes down there on the boundary line for Bob Jane Teamarts, and we'll get a throw in on the interchange gates. So Bob Jane Teamarts have great buy 3 and get 1 free deals at the moment, plus instant cash back. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply.
So throw in centre wing, right on the Anzac appeal logo. And Anzac round continues from University of Tasmania Stadium. Newcomb tried to get around Sloane. It's out of play. So Newcomb for the Hawks been busy. Dawson goes to him at this contest here.
No tag to Dawson today. There's a bit of talk about that during the week, but Hawthorn not trying to shut him down.
Brucks go at it. Oh, very nicely done. Thilthorpe took the ball, got it to that man you speak of, Rue Dawson, but the disposal not super. Oh, Sicily, he didn't complete the first part. Rankin was coming through. Oh, Murphy handballed straight to McKenzie. Hardwick ducked ahead. Tex put the tackle on. Frost came through. Chase Jones, that was a slinging sort of tackle. Ball spills out. Smaller chase against the bigger Frost. Ball out of the mid-air. And a nice mark not paid. Amon didn't go the required journey. Hawks under some heat at half-back. Brockman tried to step through a couple. Newcomb got the Sharon right in the middle of the ground. Delivers to Amon. Normally a nice user. Now to Brockman by hand. He's looking for the next option. Oh, look at the wheels. This way, that way. Now sends a long ball inside 50. Wingard flew. Couldn't drag it down. McDonald and Murray. Murray stands up. And then he sort of half lost the ball. Gee, was lucky. Look at Hinge trying to step through 4 of them.
Gee, that's hot, boys. It's really hot.
And under pressure, Michaelani, just in play, rolls out. We will have it tossed in. What about the heat there?
Yeah, the heat's gone up again. Hawthorn were fantastic in the first quarter. The first half of the second quarter, it dropped away. Adelaide should have put them away. They've kicked 1 goal for. Now Hawthorn have dialed it up again. That was great football. Players will be tonguing it. It's 21 degrees down in Tassie. Sun's out. And the guns are out.
No time on the footy. When you get it, get rid of it. And boundary throwing a half wide for the Hawks. Wingard came out and gathered off the half volley. He's tackled as well. Tackles are through the roof. And would you believe, in the first term, Hawthorn
they've paid deliberate, Biggles.
Set a record for their tackles, and that deliberate was going to go to Chad Wingard. He couldn't have jumped on the footy any quicker. And he's up against the fence.
Duday chose to punch it over the line. Wingard called for it and got it.
Got a mouth guard in this week. Helped that lacerated tongue scenario from last week.
Amazing to come back from surgery on the lacerated tongue. Couldn't eat during the week. Low on energy, and the left foot kick is going to sit on top of the goal square. So the numbers are going to go through. Duday was under pressure, handballed straight through to the points.
It's about 10 blokes in the goal square.
He was, so it's okay. And getting a look here on the Harvey Norman replay of the Duday deliberate.
Bit unlucky.
So the Crows by 5 points. Let's get down to the boundary. Tubes is down there for Bob Jones teammates.
Chad Wingard kicked that footy, boys, with no boot on. His boot's sitting on the paint of 50. He's had to run out to the right-hand side here and pick up his boots.
Tubes, it's funny you say that. Darcy Fogarty had to kick a goal with no boot on against GWS, and I'd never seen that before.
Footy, it goes to Rochelle. Looking for that man, Fogarty. Adelaide have moved it from back to forward. The Fog, just his second red Z. Scholl lines him up. Can he steer it through? Yes. It's been a long time coming. Adelaide have dominated, but they finally get themselves another goal. They move along to 4-7, 31. Hawthorn, a 3-2-20. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, second term, and we've played nearly 21 minutes. Here he is, Mark Rashuto on Triple M footy.
Adelaide teammates, Adelaide supporters, all saying, thank God you put that one through Lockie Scholl, because Rochelle had the ball and tried to kick it to Darcy Fogarty and didn't hit it. Here's the replay we're having a look at now. Just a simple kick. That stuffed it up. Foggy fumbled it. Was strong enough and clever enough to give it to Lockie Scholl. And Lockie Scholl, who's had 15 disposals and 1 goal, is having another good game. He was out of favour last year. Hardly got a game and has been in ripping condition for Adelaide, averaging 18 disposals a game and having a real breakout year, Lockie Scholl.
Mike Rashuto there, Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. We're back in the middle in Launceston from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy, free kick to Laird. Nash got him in the back. Yeah, Laird carries it 5 metres and then dumps it. Hot spot. Thilthorpe to the front. Pedler steaming through with a crumb. Fogarty, hands. Great work to Sloan. He tried to balk, came inside and out, jammed on the left, and it goes out of bounds. And didn't really look like getting close to the goal square. Adelaide by 11 points.
Adelaide are up by 11, but gee, they're nowhere near their best. Their forward line's not functioning. I haven't seen a big man take a mark, a decent mark in the forward line yet. I've seen Rory Sloan there make a bad decision, go the wrong way. They're nowhere near their brutal best.
No, Rashuto there for Seabus. Here's Jaff, smothered off his boot, and we will have it thrown in.
And let's give some credit to Hawthorn. They're putting some heat on. There's no doubt about that. Other than the first half of this second quarter, their heat has been as good as anyone I've seen this year.
So throw in deep in Adelaide's forward 50. They lead it by 11, the Crows. As you heard Roo say, there's still some upside for them. They just haven't been able to get done what they probably want.
Yeah, the question is, can Hawthorn keep it up? They've done it in patches this year. They did it for a half against Geelong and then got flogged in the second half. And that's what happens with young sides. Can they keep going, Hawks?
So O'Brien out of the contest. Oh, Newcombe, a crunching tackle on Laird. Sloane came through. Rochelle darted a little handball. It ended up coming back to him. Jaff is wrapped up really strongly, and we'll have a ball up still in Adelaide's attacking zone.
Laird copped a beauty there, but he just got straight back up. Newcombe and Laird are having a real strong battle in the midfield.
Warple with the clearance around the body, makes his way to the centre of the ground. Brodie Smith providing some pressure, and Miller and Junior does well. Swings around, finds Pedler, having a great game. Pedler's kick is a little untidy. Philthorpe has Frost for company, gathers, and then Frost tackles him. Philthorpe goes back in again. Morrison was good. Lightning hands back to Newcombe, and John Newcombe is on fire at the moment. Oh, not sure what Murray was doing, trying to take Mark of the Year over Green, and didn't get anywhere near it. It's now an inside attacking 50 for the Hawks, and they trail by 11 points.
Part of the tricky thing about playing in Tassie is the condition of the ground. The condition of the ground looks fantastic, but there's so many Adelaide players slipping, so whether they need to change their boots at half-time, I have seen 20 slips, I think.
So throw in a Red Z lender there with a Roo. 20 slips as the footy works up the centre wing.
They're not TAB tickets either, actually. They are slipping over.
They're coming again here. Newcomb's had a huge game for the Hawks. Impey coming through. Tackle was good by Murphy on him. Ball inside 50. Wrap-up tackle. That was attempted on Ward. Ball spills out. Brockman goes for home, and he has got the goal. So Moore did a bit of the bullocking work. It ended up with Brockman, who kicks the goal, and the margin is back to 5. It's Hawthorn 26, Adelaide 31, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Mark Rasciuto, Triple M footy.
Yeah, you just noticed that their pressure come up again halfway through the quarter, and they deserve that, Hawthorn. They're having a real crack. Impey shrugs off Murphy, gets the ball moving forward, keeps it going, and they're just hanging around, the Hawks, at the moment. They're really hanging around. A great finish by Brockman. They're taking the most of their opportunities, the Hawks. They've kicked 4 goals, 2. Adelaide have kicked 4 goals, 7.
That is an impressive finish from Brockman. Great to see him back out there after missing basically all of 2022 with that injury. They kicked 3 goals here in Hawthorn's only win in Launceston for their only win of the year, and that is a beautiful finish. McDonald's a Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks footy. Laird in and under. Clearing ball into the pocket. Text held, not paid. Ground level now. Here's Sicily. Kicks it out, and Miller tried to take a chest mark on the intercept. Couldn't quite do so. Hinge took him on. Run down from Wingard. Wingard got him. It's a couple of times Hinge has been undecided what he wanted to do, and there's too much heat out there to be undecided. First decision is the best. Now Morrison, 70 from home to the pocket, has space and put it beautifully to the advantage of his teammate who had a lot of space out there, and Ned Long's going to have a shot from goal, 40 out, slight angle.
Good comeback here by the Hawks. This will put him in front.
And Ned Long starting on the interchange bench this afternoon in his first game of the year last week, and came on and kicked a goal last week. This one, as you heard Mark Rasciuto say, to put him in front. Ned Long will release from 48. Goes straight at the goals, and it drifts left. Minor score. Hawthorn Army thought it was through. Adelaide are 4-7-31. The Hawks are 4-3-27. Margin back to 4 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So here's Hinge for Adelaide. Concerning few minutes for the Crows. Hawks really pressing hard as Hinge works it to the outer side. Members side, Jaff coming through. Morrison, little handball. Warple floating around. Got it back to Jaff. He goes with an over-the-top handball. Nash in some space. Warple kept the run on going. Tried to bounce off a couple of them. Releases by hand. Here's Nash for the Hawks. Puts it right to the top of the square. Mark taken. Green. He kicked the first goal for the Hawks. He'll go back straight in front. He should put him in front.
Yeah, well done to Hawthorn. They are peppering the goal front at the moment, putting the Adelaide defenders under pressure. Great mark, just read it better.
They just appear to be working harder in the contest too, Rue, and running from that stoppage scenario.
Well, they stepped it up for them halfway through this second quarter.
So Green comes in, point blank, sends it through. Hawthorn are in front. He's got a couple for the day, Fergus Green. And the Hawks, they move to 5-3-33. Adelaide a 4-7-31. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Mark Rasciuto on Triple M footy.
Adelaide are getting killed in the air and have been all game. They're dropping marks in their forward line. They're not taking any marks. Riley O'Brien hasn't taken a mark. Darcy Fogarty has taken one. They're just got to do more in the air, Adelaide, at the moment. Hawthorn, they were coming. Well done to them.
What a pick-up Fergus Green has been. He's almost in the Bailey Fritsch mould after going back to the VFL and then 5 years out of the AFL system. He gets a run at it, and this year he's on fire. Their leading goal kicker. McDonald's and Ream, hot water, Triple M, Rocks footy. Reeves looking for the bull and John Newcomb. They've cocked their tails up, the Hawks. Now Nash. Steadies to aim on. Still inside the centre square. Risky kick. But O'Brien didn't pick up his ruck. When Newcomb's run on, he launches from 50, lines up the goal, but it's across the face. And that was Reeves popping up as O'Brien pushed back. And Newcomb pushed down.
Well, this is a good challenge to Adelaide now. Under pressure for the first real time in probably a month.
Mark Rasciuto there for Seabus. And Newcomb, he looks a bit of a worry for Adelaide, Rue. He's just been so damaging for the Hawks.
Well, that's what we haven't seen all day. Darcy Fogarty comes and takes a contested mark.
And tries to link a couple together. Rankin was the man. He kept it in front of himself. Well done, Rankin. Jones runs on. Adelaide can reply here. And Mark Saligo. He plays on. Handball over the top. Walker goal square, kicks it. So Adelaide regain the lead. And Walker's got a couple for the day. And Adelaide are out 37-34 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Let's take you to Tubes for Bob Jane Seamarts. As Texan just texts the umpire, Tubes.
Yeah, he's just taking him down. The umpire's up, though. That ball out here with Isaac Rankin, I'm pretty confident, boys, it was out of bounds. I was standing right here on the boundary line as opposed to level 4 like last time. Saw it clear as day. They got away with one there, the Adelaide Crows.
Well, I'll tell you, a contested mark on the wing opens the whole game up. Adelaide have not done it all day. First time they do it, they get a goal.
Andrew Taylor, a.k.a. Tubes, right on the money there on the Harvey Norman replay. We just saw Taylor Walker barrel over the man in Tiffany blue. The umpire who went down, sent a screaming heap. McDonald's and Ream Water, Triple M Rocks footy. 3-point lead to the Crows. Warple off the back of the square after the receiving free kick. Puts it in. They're attacking 50 for the Hawks. No clear mark. They've got numbers at ground level. Bruce dropped the footy, then was tackled. Land around the corner with a little short ball find Sloan, who's got the defensive spread and worked hard to help out in the back half. They come up to the wing now. Taylor Walker provides the contest, and Siren not too far away as we head into half-time. The Adelaide Crows by 3 points.
10 seconds left. Can Adelaide hit the scoreboard? They need a good clearance and find someone inside 50.
Been a really combative opening half of footy. Tap down, Sloan. Trying to scramble one forward. Now Mitchell for the Hawks. Got it to Hardwick, to aim on. Siren sounds. Half-time. University of Tasmania Stadium. And it is Adelaide leading it by 3 points. It's 5-7-37 Adelaide. Hawthorn are 5-4-34. We got plenty to come. We'll hear from Mark Rasciuto about that opening half of footy. Adelaide have got the nose in front, 37-34 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
Built up for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Triple M's Roo, Tits and Loz for breakfast. Adelaide's #1 breakfast show.
What's smart casual? What were you wearing?
I wore jeans and a top. I was standing next to someone from Channel 7 who was wearing an actual cocktail dress.
Exactly.
Such a power move because they go, oh yeah, it's smart casual,
Yeah,
but I'm going to go.
They look like...
No, they look
No.
great.
No.
They look awesome,
right.
and they make you look like a schleb. I look like I was there to take the bins out.
Triple M's Roo, Tits and Loz for breakfast. Weekday mornings on Triple M or anytime on Listener.
When it comes to scrap metal, scrap it in the city. Denron Metals is Adelaide's only city scrap metal yard, and we pay cash for scrap. Copper, brass, aluminium, steel, car bodies, white goods, stainless steel, you name it, Denron Metals pays cash for it. Customer service is our priority. We've even got new facilities and a full-length weighbridge coming soon. Denron Metals, 22 West Theberton Road, Theberton. Open 5.5 days. We're just 3 minutes from the city. Denron Metals, your scrap metal dealer. denronmetals.com.au.
At Adelaide Retaining Walls, we get phone calls every week from people who need their poorly built retaining wall fixed. There are some corners not worth cutting, and a cheap retaining wall will come back to haunt you. If you want to trust the ground beneath your feet, build with Adelaide Retaining Walls first. Not once your budget wall comes down, because it might take your car with it. Build it once. Build it right. Build with Adelaide Retaining Walls. Request a quote at adelaideretaining.com.au.
The dust has settled. The best stands proudly above the rest. Introducing your 2022 Ford Dealer of the Year, Morn Team Ford Cheltenham! Get into Morn Team Ford today and see for yourself what makes them the team that leads the way in SA. Now that's why everybody's talking about the 2022 Ford Dealer of the Year.
Morn Team, everybody's talking about Morn Team.
Hi, I'm Dr. Thomas Fisher, a foot and ankle surgeon at SportsMed Stepney. SportsMed is proud to offer a dedicated foot and ankle clinic with services provided by our experienced team of podiatrists and orthopaedic surgeons. If you have a foot or ankle injury, visit our team at SportsMed Stepney. SportsMed Foot and Ankle Clinic, 32 Paynham Road, Stepney. sportsmed.com.au.
I was on my way home from work, and my kids were in the car, and the guy, he smashed right into us. I didn't even see him coming. He was going that fast.
At DBH Lawyers, we're here to listen to your story. Our team of local South Australian lawyers will help you navigate the law and find the best way forward. We're with you. We're for you. We're DBH Lawyers. dbh.com.au.
At Sports Card World, we do cards. AFL cards, Pokemon cards, NBA cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, soccer cards, Magic the Gathering cards. If you or your kids are into cards, then Sports Card World are the specialists in sports cards and trading card games. And with card accessories including sleeves and folders, you can keep your collection in mint condition. Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall. sportscardworld.com.au.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy. This halftime break for Sterling Homes. Whether your budget is the size of a ruck or a rover, Sterling Homes can design a custom home for you.
Half-time, University of Tasmania Stadium and Adelaide have a 3-point lead, 5-7-37. Hawthorn, a 5-4-34, but she's been a tough game of footy. It's our half-time break for Sterling Homes. Whether your budget is the size of a ruck or a rover, Sterling Homes can design a custom home for you. Mark Rasciuto, Red Biglands, we've got Tubes on the boundary as well, but Roo, what a really tough, really tight opening half of footy. What do you made of it?
Yeah, it was good. Hawthorn dropped away at the start of the second quarter, but really come back hard halfway through it and hit the front and really challenging Adelaide. Adelaide are just sort of slipping over, not taking the marks, not taking their opportunities in the forward half. So this is the first time they've been off for over 3 weeks, and Hawthorn have made them pay. They actually look really dangerous for about, that 2/3 of the way through that second quarter for about a 5-8 minute window. They were really taking it to the Crows.
So what's worrying here at the moment for Adelaide?
For Adelaide, they're just not finishing off their good work in front of goal. They haven't kicked straight. They haven't been taking contested marks around the ground at all. some of their big men just need to step up and get their hands on the ball. And Hawthorn haven't got a lot of big tools in their side either. One of the strengths I thought Adelaide would have before the game was their aerial power today. So see if they can turn that around in the second half.
Well, the other one, their score sources, Rue, at the moment for Adelaide, they've got a lot of work from their kicking chains as well, and you can't really rely on that if there's a turnover. So they need to find an avenue towards goal outside of that, possibly around stoppage and scoring from there. But that movement from their kicking chains has been good. But if Hawthorn can tighten up there, the other thing with the Hawks, which I reckon at half,
take marks with that, Biggles. That's the problem. When you kick it in, if you're going to score from your defensive 50, you've got to do what Darcy Fogarty did and take a mark on the wing, or Tex has got to come up. You have to take marks in the middle of the ground to go coast to coast. So they haven't been able to do that yet.
In the rooms, I'm sure that the coaching staff for the Adelaide Crows will be talking about every time Hawthorn have played this year, they've conceded a run of 5 straight goals or more. If you can get back-to-back goals and get on a run, Hawthorn can really switch off mentally, and that's really where they've been broken open. Certainly Easter Monday against the Cats, GWS did it as well. Essendon had a run against them, and, well, in their only victory this year against the Kangas, they sort of held firm.
It's the halftime break for Sterling Homes. Whether your budget is the size of a ruck or a rover, Sterling Homes can design a custom home for you. It was clear as day once you pointed it out, the big man mark scenario. But what was clearer is when it actually happened. So Fogarty takes the mark, they transition it, they go on and they sort of get a goal out of it. So is it that they're not working hard enough to get up the ground? Is it because we haven't even really seen them in the contest that far up the field, have we?
Yeah, look, I think you got to give credit to the Hawthorn defenders. I mean, they've got a good backline in Sicily. Granger Brash, Frost has been good, Jath's been good. So in the air, they actually match up pretty well. So they just got to keep it up, Adelaide, keep presenting, and it'll come. But there's other marks, like we haven't seen Riley O'Brien take a mark across half-back. I thought that was going to be a real strength today, Adelaide's aerial power in the back half of the ground. We've seen a little bit of it. Adelaide fans would like to hear a lot more of it.
What about John Newcombe? Is he supplying some headaches for Adelaide at the moment? He seems to be a brute around the contest and getting plenty of the ball.
Yeah, he's had 15 disposals. He had 9 of those contested, 7 ground ball gets, which is the most on the ground. So they're the loose ball gets. He's the one hunting on the ground. He's had 5 clearances as well, which is equal most with Rory Laird. Look, he's doing what Lairdy does. So both sides have got a little pig dog that likes to get in there and get the ball. That's what he's doing for Hawthorn.
Newcombe probably hits the scoreboard a little bit more than Lairdy. I reckon he's got 2 goals in 2 weeks. He's missed one today. He's in the coaches' votes as well. He's an absolute up-and-coming star, just 21 years of age, and we've seen him be so clean when there has been tackle after tackle after tackle around the congestion here in Launceston. And tell you what, he has been clean and just loves the ferocious stuff.
Oh, he's been a good pickup in the mid-season draft, John Newcombe.
What would Sam Mitchell be happy with from the Hawks' perspective, Roo?
I think he'd be saying to him, well done on coming back with the pressure halfway through the quarter, because they could have been smacked in that first half of the quarter. If Adelaide's goal kicking was on and their finishing was on, it could have been a different game here. But they fought back. Adelaide didn't penalise them, and Mitchell will be saying, see the difference when you put the pressure on. See the difference what you did in the first quarter with a record amount of tackles in the competition this year. If you bring the heat, Hawks, you can match anyone, and they've done it so far. Can they do it in the second half?
Accuracy, though, just kills the Adelaide Footy Club. You think in the first 2 games, accuracy actually cost them the victory against GWS, surely. And, they've straightened up in front of goal in the last 3 weeks. They cannot afford to waste opportunities at 5 goals, 7 at half time.
Well, same with anyone, Biggles. If you don't kick straight and take your opportunities, you leave the door open. And kick-ins these days, with the way it's that you're not allowed to stand close to the square, it opens up the whole ground. It's a real opportunity to score from a kick-in.
What about matchups, Roo, for fielders? If you can imagine it, you can do it with fielders. Is there a key matchup you'd like to see in the second half, or one you've had your eye on in the opening half of footy?
I'd just like to see, for Adelaide fans, I'd like to see Riley Thilthorpe, Darcy Fogarty, Tex Walker, Riley O'Brien. I want to see them assert their influence in the air. I want to see some big clunks. I want to see Mitch Hinge, Duday, across half-back. I want to see some contested marks there, or intercept marks there, and also Max Michaelani probably having his quietest game since he came in. He won his Rising Star off probably his worst game last week as well. Is he starting to hit the wall already, or is he tiring up, or are the opposition putting more heat into him, more pressure into him as well.
Well, it's half-time. University of Tasmania Stadium. Adelaide lead it by 3 points, and we love half-time. It's our Amy Clanger segment. Who covers clangers on and off the field? Amy does, and here's the clanger in the opening half. Not sure if you caught it. As that ball went out of play from Duday earlier on, there was a man holding a Triple M mic who applied a spoil in the background.
Really?
It's Tubes. Tubes. What do you got, Tubes? We got you on the Red Zeds for a spoil, mate.
Yeah, well, put me down, boys, because last time I was here at University of Tasmania Stadium for the Hawks North Melbourne game, I was on level 4. Only seems significant that I get a touch now. I'm actually on the boundary as a boundary rider. That's why you're calling me the King of Taz. I had to use my networks to get down here on the boundary side for Triple M.
We didn't call you the King of Taz. You called yourself
Oh, there he is, Tubes. The other thing Bigglesy did, we just sort of double and triple check with our teammate Tubes that he's Triple M Hobart. He goes, yeah, Hobart and worldwide. There he is, Tubes.
He's on the Brecky show there and does a great job.
Oh, good stuff there for Bob Jane Teamarts. His Tubes will be out to him as well in the second half. Around the grounds, Choice Hotels. Whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, book later today. We've got the Blues and the Saints. That'll be a pretty good clash. And the Suns and North Melbourne to wind out today's proceedings. Of course, a couple of big Anzac Day games. The Eve with the Demons and Richmond, and the Pies and the Bombers on Anzac Day. Last night, of course, 93-point winners, the Cats over Sydney, and yesterday Port by 40 over the Eagles. Half-time at University of Tasmania Stadium. It's a 3-point lead to the Adelaide Crows. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Time now for a news update with Matt Leighton.
Thanks, guys. Dame Edna, Sir Les Patterson and Sandy Stone have taken a final bow as creator Barry Humphries died overnight at the age of 89. The Aussie master of satire failed to overcome hip surgery complications, and up until 3 weeks ago, he was planning a tour across the country. Canberra is cracking down on scammers, setting aside $10 million in the budget. The federal government will create a database to stop fraudsters from sending fake texts. Communications Minister Michelle Rowland telling Nine scammers are on notice.
The registry will actually have a list of numbers that Australia Post says are their legitimate numbers. If a scammer tries to use a different number, the telco will block that from getting onto someone's device.
And police are hunting a young man after a man was stabbed with scissors in the Adelaide CBD. The 51-year-old victim suffered a cut to the chin on North Terrace near the railway station. The accused is described as Indigenous and wearing all black Adidas clothing.
Enjoy the Mercedes-Benz GLC 200 SUV with savings from $2,900, but only while limited stocks last. Visit a Mercedes-Benz retailer today. T&Cs apply.
Right now at UTAS Stadium, sunny skies and 21 degrees. The Crows are leading the Hawks by 3 points at half-time as Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Sterling Homes. Whether your budget is the size of a ruck or a rover, Sterling Homes can design a custom home for you.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Oh, Biggles, you too can get the home ground advantage thanks to Sterling Homes. Yep, when it comes to builders, mate, South Australia is the home ground for Sterling Homes and has been for over 45 years.
You know your builders, Yatesy. Whether your block is the size of a ruck or a rover, Sterling Homes can custom design a home for you. So if you have a project coming up, big or small, near or far, make sure you get the home ground advantage with Sterling Homes.
Oh, visit one of their 12 display villages around Adelaide or visit sterlinghomes.com.au.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Straight after this game, join the Temper Mattress call team for Carlton and St Kilda.
The Blues are going berserk! Saints are on fire!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
We didn't bring Jason up like this. We gave him everything.
He was a quiet kid. Quiet, respectable.
We don't know why he punched Tony.
But Tony's in hospital.
And his parents are pressing charges.
We just want to know why this happened.
Because you can't be there all the time, at Webster's Lawyers, we're on your side. To prove it, our first personal consultation is free. In criminal law, we're working with you and for you. websterslawyers.com.au.
So, hot nights, cool drinks, Barbies, aircon working flat out.
Oh, what? Look at this power bill. It's because half the heat goes out the window.
Don't worry, just magnetite that window. Yeah, I know, funny name, but magnetite is a unique magnetic system that retrofits in front of your existing windows to create double glazing for up to 60% better thermal insulation. Plus, helps keep noise out. Brilliant product, funny name. Google Magnetite Adelaide. That's Magnet ITE.
Psst. At North Point, we're searching for car whisperers. So, if you're a mechanic that's a fixer, a tinkerer, and a problem solver, come and join the North Point team of gearheads. Why North Point? You can work part-time or on a flexible schedule, receive a very competitive salary, use state-of-the-art equipment, and work on industry-leading brands at your choice of location. Hillcrest, Prospect, Jeps Cross, Port Augusta, Victor Harbour, and Murray Bridge. Find us on Seek, search North Point and make the change.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tom Giroba, a hip and knee surgeon at SportsMed. SportsMed offers injury prevention, treatment and rehab with our team of physiotherapists, podiatrists, orthopaedic surgeons and sports doctors. And with 5 locations across Adelaide, you'll find us at Stepney, Henley Beach, Blackwood, Mitcham and Morfett Vale. SportsMed, your local healthcare provider right across Adelaide. sportsmed.com.au.
Why is it an advantage to play on your home ground? Because you're in a place you know and love. You have experience there and, of course, local support. South Australia is Sterling Homes' home ground and has been for over 45 years. So if you have a project coming up, big or small, near or far, make sure you get the home ground advantage with Sterling Homes. Visit one of their 12 display villages or sterlinghomes.com.au.
No matter what you're after, you'll find it at Paramount Browns. This place is chockers with rural and steel supplies. From sheeting, fencing, gates, panels, you name it, they've got it. And you can dig up a good deal too. Oh, sorry, I was in a hole. But seriously, located in Mount Barker, Paramount Browns is 100% locally owned. In gallons and litres, in yards and in metres, you'll find it at Paramount Browns.
Shut up! The foot is on Triple M!
Straight after this game, join the Temper Mattress call team for Carlton and St Kilda.
The Blues are going berserk! Saints are on fire!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
University of Tasmania Stadium. Adelaide lead it at half-time by 3 points. It's 5-7-37 Adelaide. Hawks are 5-4-34 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. You're about to head into our third quarter for Titanium Caravans. You want to go anywhere? You'll need Australia's toughest off-road caravan. Titanium Caravans are purpose-built to tackle Australia's uncompromising conditions. They have everything you need to stay off-grid and off-road for longer. Look no further than a Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au. We got Mark Rasciuto, we got Red Biglands, and the man who sort of staged as a star in our clanger segment is the one, the only Tubes. We'd like to get it away, Biggles, while he didn't have any right or reply, but I guess we better head to him for Bob Jane Teamarts. Tubes, what do you got?
Yeah, I reckon a little dirty down here, boys, because I reckon you missed one. Our producer extraordinaire, Tommy Basso's missed one here for the Amy Clanger. I reckon it has to be Biggles, doesn't it? He's been calling out for Nike boots. He's saying Tiffany blue for the umpires. He's just trying a bit of work to try and get something posted to him this week, I reckon.
Oh, there he is, Tubes. Bob Jane Teamarts. And he sort of knows how to roll straight into Biggers. Back in the middle. So we're not far away from getting this third quarter started. Rue, what are you expecting to see?
Well, I said it was a danger game all week for Adelaide. It's exactly that right now. It's all tied up pretty much at half-time. Who can continue the pressure? Who can make the most of it when they get a bit of free ball? We'll find out in the third quarter.
Now, just looking at the Harvey Norman replay, it looks as though Sam Mitchell has gone down to the boundary for the second half. He was up in the box. We'll get Tubes to see if he can spot the coach of the Hawks. So we're about to get this third quarter underway. Kick-off game day with a Macca's Classic, the McChicken. Order via McDelivery today. McDelivery is available in select locations. Here's Rhett Biglands on Triple M footy.
Certainly game on down in Launceston. Adelaide Crows by 3 points. Hawthorn have always started well this year. It's their second halves that have cost them, and Dawson went without the footy there. That man we spoke about, the raging bull, John Newcomb, jumped on top of him. Nash picks up the footy and bolts, kicks it to the top of the square. High flyers are there. Buck's got a fist over the top, trying to bring it down and not quite getting there is Scrimshaw, and we might just head back down to Tubes for Bob Jane Teamarts. Is there a sub-activation for the Hawkers?
Yeah, Max Lynch is off with concussions, meaning Jack Scrimshaw will be subbed on for this term.
So Jones for Adelaide. Got it working out of the back half. Saligo, was swarmed there by Hardwick. Fogarty came through. Big tackle was put on. That was big by Frost. And he's tied the footy up centre wing.
Gee, that's holding the ball. He tried to push him off there, Saligo, and a great tackle by Frost. Frosty's had 5 of Hawthorn's 8 intercept marks today. He's been fantastic.
Triple M Seaboss, super special comments with Mark Rasciuto. So Laird got the clearing kick and goes to Hardwick across half back for the Hawks, who went full-chested at it. Smashing through was the youngster for the Hawks. And Cam McKenzie holds onto it and have a ball up right in front of the interchange gates and the Anzac Appeal Round logo.
And it's like the few planes going over the top down there in Tassie.
And there's a bit of a fire out in the hills too, which I'm sure...
Is that what it is? Fire truck?
Tubes is all over. I'm not sure if it's the water bombers. We'll get back down to Tubes shortly, who I'm sure is all over it for Bob Jane teammates. So from the stoppage, Reeves did his own roving. Already got a goal, the big man. Carl Amon sits on top of him. Tubes, can you enlighten us as to that big bushfire out in the hills that we saw earlier on for Bob Jane teammates?
This happens pretty regularly here, Biggers, because there's a bloke over the back that likes a sunshine fire, burns all his rubbish. We've had calls during big bash matches for the fire brigade to head out there, but it's just the same bloke doing a regular burn off of his cuttings.
Loves to watch it on the TV, just smoking along in the background. Good stuff, Tubes there, Bob Jane teammates. Now free kick Adelaide.
Right, let's see if Adelaide can get some ball use happening. It's been as flat as I've seen them for a month.
Goes sideways, Mark Prosciutto there for Seabass Super. So went to Michaelani and then he goes back to Murray. So moved it from this side to that side, and here's Butts across that defensive 50. Adelaide lead it by 3 points early on in the third term. Butts works it down towards centre wing. Tex. There's that mark up centre wingish. Can they build something from here? He went on the left boot there, Walker. Works it up in the direction of Fogarty. Just couldn't complete the mark. Impey took him on, then he's out of play. We'll have it thrown in 50 around from the Crows' goal.
Can't mark it in your forward 50. At least try and cause a stoppage. Set up, get your positions where you want them. Try and create, like Biggle said after. Can they get a score from a stoppage here now?
So they've got some good players around this as Chase Jones sits off defensively, and Rochelli's going to go head-to-head with Nash, but Riley O'Brien pumped to himself, and then Laird came cruising through. Didn't quite gather, and is that a trip that's been paid? Umpire's going to try and bring it back because everyone's stopped. What's he going to do here?
Laird.
He's going to bring it back to Laird, which everyone's pointing in all sorts of directions, and Laird, he's 55 out from home, dumps in the pocket, but everyone's still standing there.
Well, it's 50, is it?
So after the...
Sicily's done something to Fogarty.
So there you go. Roo had a good look on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay right in the pocket. Regardless, this means the Fog will have a shot, probably 25 out. Tight angle's going to check side around the corner. Darcy Fogarty thinks his way through it and gets the first of the second half of the Adelaide Crows.
And knowing Fog, I reckon he might just head over to Sicily and say, thanks for that one. You want to give me another one? They had a big wrestle earlier on, you remember? A couple of balls. They're both angry heads. Let's have a listen what happened. Have a look what happened. Sicily stuck his foot behind him, tripped him over deliberately. When he realised he did it, he made out he didn't try and do it, and the umpire was all over it. This is one of the beneficiaries of having 4 umpires, 1 in each area. Things like that do not get missed. The captain of Hawthorn has just cost his side a goal in the start of the third quarter.
It was pretty sneaky, wasn't it? It's like when you try and trip your little brother up, Rube. You stick that foot in behind.
Did plenty of those myself, but these days with 4 umpires, you're not going to get away with it.
What about the second bit, though, when he tried to help him back up?
Sorry about that. Yeah.
For McDonald's and Reeve Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Mackenzie for the Hawks out of the middle, steaming out. That was very nicely done by the sub. It was Scrimshaw, got it across. Here's Moore around the body, hits the post. Dylan Moore straight into the post there, minor score. So it's 43-35. It's an 8-point lead to the Crows. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Talking about Adelaide missing chances in the first half. Well, that was an absolute golden opportunity from 20 metres out. Very slight angle. Should be kicking 9 out of 10 of those.
And Dylan Moore's in some pretty good form as well. Normally does. He got a goal against the Giants, and that one smacked into the post. So Adelaide by 8 points. Duday's re-entry from the kick-in was delightful. Fogarty's pushed down. It's that set player they'd love to roll out with either him or Tex. Ground the contest. Big work rate from the big men.
Defensively, they've been good, Hawthorn. Adelaide's ball movement in the last 3 weeks has been the best in the competition, but today we haven't seen these kicking change from defensive 50 to the forward 50 at all, so you have to give credit to the Hawks.
So Laird to Michaelani, and Michaelani goes in long into attacking 50, and Rankin had a ton of space and just took it easily.
You called for this at half-time because of the defensive kicks into the forward 50, starting from D50 into forward 50. Well, I think that's one of the first ones I've seen for the day. So and they did it on the back of 4 good kicks and a couple of good marks.
Well, Isaac Rankin, tough kick. This man can do anything though. Sitting 8th in the Coleman medal, release from 50. Very close to the boundary line, but couldn't get enough purchase. Riley O'Brien tried to mark it in the square, and good work there by the big man in Reeves, who got a fist in. So rush behind. 6-8-44 the Adelaide Crows, 5-5-35 the Hawks, and that's a margin of 9 points. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
So Hardwick for the Hawks. 9-point lead to Adelaide. Oh, Green, did he take the mark? Umpire said yes against Murray. So Fergus Green has got himself a couple of goals. He's on centre wing though with this ball. Delivers to McKenzie, not the required journey, or had to sort of do a spin around the Rankin tackle. McKenzie gets it back. Here's Jaff for the Hawks. Through the middle of the ground. Impey able to step around Walker. Released by hand. Sicily, it's a nice ball. He finds Newcomb. They're gradually moving it forward, the Hawks. Got it to half forward. McKenzie, gee, went for the pocket. McDonald gets him.
Well, Hawthorn just did what Adelaide did, coast to coast with some really good ball use. Well done, the Hawks.
C-Bus Super, Mark Prosciutto there on Triple M today. It's just patient stuff, wasn't it, Roo? Just picking the option, hitting the target.
It was good footy. They moved it on with aggression, didn't sit back and just wait for an opportunity. They created their own opportunities, and now they've got another shot on goal.
Coming up for his 11th Red Z lending stat, McDonald. He'd love to finish this with a goal. 45-degree angle, kick is lovely. He puts it right through the middle. He's certainly got a ball game. University of Tasmania Stadium. And it is Adelaide leading by 3 points, 44-41. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au. Mark Prosciutto, Triple M footy.
Yeah, we've got a ball game. We've got a ball game. So this is good. Who's going to be the first one to drop the pressure? Who's going to take their half opportunities? Who's going to keep them going? Well, time will tell.
They're a younger, developing side, Hawthorn. They can be broken with multiple goals. We've seen that every game this year where they've had 5 straight goals conceded, and we're getting a look on the on the Harvey Norman replay, the big bushfire out in the hills that old Tubes was telling us about, and a couple of brown cows sniffing around that. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Wingard was delightful off the front of the square with some quick hands. Warple had the clearance, and we get a ball up at half forward for the Hawks.
When we say bushfire, someone's just burning a heap of scrub in their own property. It's under control.
Sorry for us city boys, Roo. We don't understand the
they just pushed all their rubbish into a heap and having a Sunday bonfire.
Yeah, it's the way to kill the environment and put a hole in the ozone layer. Terrific stuff out there.
Cow. Beagles. Fire's been happening for years. They're probably having a couple of tinnies and keep it warm.
Reeves. Half back the Crows. Beautiful work there. Dawson linked up as well. Some nice hands from Murphy and Miller who combined. Dawson pushes forward again. Seems to be Morrison right alongside of him, and we get a ball up. Crowd screaming for holding the ball inside the centre square. Crows by 3 points.
It's not quite clicking for Adelaide, is it? Just handballs hitting the ground and it's not quite getting free.
So footy's wrapped up. Dawson just can't get it out. Wingard, nice little gather. And he works it up to half forward. Big fly, Murray from the side. Duday. Here's Brockman for Hawthorn. It's at the top of their 50. Adelaide lead it by 3 points. Bruce was there. Gee, going back, Moore couldn't gather. Duday, this will really be holding the ball. Gee, he got rid of that in a very unfamiliar way. Umpire will run in. We'll have a ball up. 35 out, Hawks goal.
Well, the Hawks have brought the pressure again in the third quarter. So they're going to make Adelaide earn it.
Scrimshaw was involved as well, back into the team this week, and here he is on cue. Wingard tried to give him a handball, which bounced off his chest. Still out 40 from the Hawthorn goal. Moore sitting on top of Murray.
Gee, it's an ugly contest.
And it's a rolling scrum. 40 out from the Hawkers goal. 3-point lead to the Adelaide Crows.
Hasn't been anything pretty at all happened today, has it? Dogfight.
Stay with us on Triple M Footy. Maybe a hanger around the corner. Let's hope so. It's just been a real scrap.
Well, there's 4 points on the line, Biggles. Doesn't matter how ugly it is. Pressure gauge in the third quarter is off the charts. The average is 180. Hawthorn are 250 and Adelaide are 220.
Triple M Red Z Lending stats there. Mark Rasciuto. Red Z Lending loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com. Pressure off the Richter.
I have never seen numbers like that. That is unbelievable. That is a credit to both footy sides.
It's extraordinary, the heat. Here's Newcomb. Slides one out to Bruce. Gets it across. More around the body. High ball. He's pulled it.
Wow.
Minor score. Another chance begs for the Hawks. Margin back to 2. 44 Adelaide, 42 Hawthorn. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Yeah, they should have... Hawthorn are doing what Adelaide did at the start of the second quarter here. Just butchered a couple of opportunities in front of goal. That was a harder one.
And Dylan Moore, the young star with a couple of opportunities missed. Thilthorpe pushed Jaff out, and he's going to go against Thilthorpe for an unreasonable attempt as he tried to fly over the top. And Jaff, 80 out from goal. 12 and a half left in this third term. Crows lead by 2 points. To the hot spot. O'Brien backs back, sets himself on it. Fergus Green does a great job just to bring it to the front. Swinging through was Brockman. Turned into the tackle. Saligo got him. Oh, the boys hesitated there. Ollie O'Brien was about to absolutely destroy Newcomb, but they both paused and we get a ball up. 35 out from the Hawkers goal.
So this is a big contest. There's a lot of players around. Look at Wingard sweeping through. He just couldn't get it. Brockman was elite. Got a little handball away, but Newcomb couldn't hold it. Scholl under some Jaff pressure. There's real big stuff in this game as far as the pressure is concerned. A nice measured ball by Pedler finds Thilthorpe. True centre wing. Adelaide lead a low scorer by 2 points. It's 44-42. Thilthorpe works it down the line. Footy out the back. Here's Frost. He's been very nice back there for the Hawks today. Finds Impey. They go corridor here. Measures it. Nice little handball ends up with Jaff from Scrimshaw. Jaff got the little handball to Brockman. He's wrapped up immediately by Millerer. And, we'll have a ball up. What a game.
How good Jordan Dawson. Not giving up on the play. You love that when players run as fast defensively as what they do when the ball's in between them and the goals. Jordan was good. So Nash around the corner, into the pocket for the Hawks. Fergus Green will have a look. It pitches and rolls for Scrimshaw. Couldn't quite gather, and we get a boundary throw in. 11 minutes left in this third term, and let's get down to the boundary for Bob Jane T-Marts. Tubes.
Breeze has actually changed directions, boys, now heading in the southerly direction towards the Hawks' goals this term.
Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free deals plus instant cash back. Caller order online today. T's and C's apply. G. Sloan deep in defence here for Adelaide. Going in hard there was Hinge. Couldn't take the ball. Newcomb was in there. Players throwing themselves in left, right and centre.
Too high.
Free kick to Chase Jones.
Chase Jones deep in defence. Go to Jordan Butts. Sometimes wobbly with his kicking. He just wants to get out of the area. Pedler went over the top with Murphy. Courageous free kick led. Decapitated the desk head.
Oh, give it.
And Laird, of course, affectionately known as Desk because his head is shaped like a desk. Comes through. Now Murphy.
Shaped like a what?
And half forward Sloan inside forward 50 and spots up Fogarty. Great lead.
How's a desk shaped?
Rectangular route. Normally.
Right. So he's got a rectangle head.
Apparently. Isn't his nickname Desk?
Haven't heard that one.
Fogarty.
That's why you are bringing the big content.
Oh, no. Darcy Fogarty in the pocket to have a shot. Adelaide leading by 2 points. And the big Fog loves a big moment. Sensational kick at goal off the back of 5 goals on Thursday night footy. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect, Fog. He's got a couple. And Adelaide Crows extend their margin now out to 8 points. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Massive kick under pressure, Rupert.
Oh, he's a good kick. He has to be in the top 3 kicks at goal in the competition, I would say, Darcy Fogarty. As we said in the first score, this makes such a big difference. Hawthorn had a couple of opportunities up there and haven't made it pay. Adelaide go down and make theirs pay. It really hurts big time when that happens. Real big mental negative or positive when you miss a shot and then it goes down the other and they kick one and you go, bloody hell.
Mark Rashudo there. The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks footy. So Adelaide out by 8 points, but they really haven't been able to sneak away today. The Hawks have responded all afternoon. Can they do it again? Ball in the middle. Laird. He's wrapped up by Warple. Umpire runs in. And we'll have another ball up. Bridge run out now at Harvey Norman. Hurry while stocks last. Shop in store or online as Rochelle on the Harvey Norman replay just works to the front of this contest. Threw that out, Nash, it looked like. No free kick coming. Impey's been busy. Look at him bounce from half-back. He's got some running support, McDonald. He gave the footy and got it back, Impey. Inside 50. Look at this transition. Arm chop, no. Moore gets it. Bruce doesn't miss these. He eats it for Brecky. No, he's missed. The commentators curse. Bruce just couldn't get the bend. And they are squandering opportunities here, the Hawks.
Wow.
It's a 7-point lead to Adelaide on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
That was play of the day by Jarman Impey and Luke Bruce, who's only had 5 disposals, only had the 2 kicks, and yet to make one of them count.
So Scholl elects to kick to the wing. O'Brien competed and then followed up at ground level. Hinge at the front of the pack, kicks towards Taylor Walker in a one-on-one with Sicily. Great contest. Sicily stride for stride. Rankin tried to take on Fergus Green, went full-chested, they butted heads. They get a ball up in front of the interchange gates.
Inspired football, the Hawks. Having a real crack, Biggles.
So a lot of players around this ball, right between the interchange gates. Tried a little snowflake tap down there, did O'Brien. Ball spills. That was nicely done by Long to McKenzie. Now they're out here, the Hawks. Wingard, little over the top handball. As Biggles told us, that forward handball's something they like to do. Gee, Green stepped through 2 tacklers too easily there. Missed the target though, McKenzie with the handball. Wingard put some heat on Adelaide under severe pressure back here. Smith got it around the body. It's a nice ball in the end. Finds Thilthorpe to Laird. Sloane centre wing, just a middling ball to Keys.
They've got some runners. Rankin linked up with Keys and he cruises through the centre of the ground, has time, and beautiful ball. Taylor Walker in space. And he would love to lead to an Isaac Rankin ball. He hit him right on the lips.
Well, started out on the wing. Riley Thilthorpe is better on the ground than he is in the air. Certainly today. He's great ball take, and then they just moved it from coast to coast. Haven't seen Adelaide do that anywhere near as many times today as they have in previous weeks. So full credit to Hawthorn. Their pressure has been amazing today.
Taylor Walker already with the 2 snags, lining up for his 3rd. Easy gettable shot for him. You can mark that down on your footy record. He's got 3. The Adelaide Crows are now out to a margin of 13 points on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
That's a game high, 13 points as well. They've been up by 11. So 13, and that's not really fair for Hawthorn. They'd be spewing their supporters, their fans, their players, because Adelaide, they played better than Adelaide in this 3rd quarter, but Adelaide had just made them pay on the scoreboard. 1 goal, 3 Hawthorn. Adelaide, 3 goals, 1. 8 inside 50s to 4 Hawthorn's way. They've won the contested possessions 20-16. Hawthorn should be on top, but they're not. They're doing a reverse to what Adelaide did early. Can they bounce back now?
Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Mark Rashudo there on Triple M footy. We're back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks footy. Margin sits at 13 points Adelaide, but the Hawks will still keep pressing. Newcomb, he was able to dish it off. It was a throw almost, Roo.
It was.
It's Ned Long who got it away. Now free kick, which way? Adelaide's way. Advantage paid. Little handball on the up to Thilthorpe. He's been busy through centre wing. Delivers a handball forward. Finds Sloan. It's a nice hit up. He's able to get it to Walker. Just forward of centre wing. Tex looking for the next link in the chain. It's going to be a big, long kick in. It's a high, get under it sort of ball. Oh, Fogarty flew. Couldn't drag it down. Rankin, no one near him. Able to take it. Dish it off. Dawson. He was trying to square it up. He just didn't hit it right. Scholl was in the space. Gets it across. Miller to Smith. Wants to get back on that preferred right side. He got the snap away. It's just going across the face. It's fisted through for a minor score. So the margin is 14 points Adelaide, 57-43. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
This is a big 6 minutes for Hawthorn. Can they withhold the pressure? Can they keep the pressure on for 6 minutes? Or will Adelaide make them pay deep in the third quarter?
So Sicily just waddles in about 15 metres from the kick and then launches to the centre of the ground. Great contest to McKenzie, cleaned it up for Hawthorn. Fergus Green, half-forward flag, and look at the runners. Coast to coast they go, the Hawkers. Brockman's on the end of it. Adelaide didn't touch it, and in 4 disposals, the Hawthorn Footy Club get a goal. Margin back to 8. Coast-to-coast footy from Hawthorn.
Well done, the Hawks. Great ball movement. They've been exciting today, Hawthorn. Best game I've seen them play this year.
How many times do we see a player come out from full-back, though, Roo, and it's almost like the opposition allow him to take that 15 or 20 because that's where they've set up. And that's what Sicily did. Sicily got his 20 metres and then they didn't bank on him coming with a beautiful kick back inside, but caught Adelaide napping and Tyler Brockman gets his second.
Well, margin back to 8 points. The Hawks hang in, as they have done all day. For McDonald's and Reeve, hot water, Triple M Rocks footy. She didn't get a shot at Thilthorpe. Reeves actually tapped it down to Thilthorpe, who slipped before the ruck contest, but he ended up helping get the clearance. Impey, he's been very lively today. Fisted it, tried to keep it in, out of play. And we'll have it thrown in. Kick-off game day with the Macca's Classic. The McChicken order via McDelivery today. McDelivery is available in select locations.
They look full of running, Hawthorn. They're kicking it 85% in this third quarter, which is well above the average.
It's a big Triple M Red Z lending stat there, Rupert. Kicking efficiency up, hitting targets, and again they've done it. They go through half forward, Reeves to aim on, and Brockman getting involved, and now Nash, top of the square, looking for Green, who had hands on it. Down at ground level, McKenzie around the corner, but that's again across the face. They've had some opportunities. That one probably under a lot of pressure, and the youngster Cam McKenzie, that scraped through.
Actually look a bit sharper than Adelaide at the moment, Hawthorn. Adelaide are also now under pressure. I said 1 minute ago, Hawthorn under pressure. Now looks like Adelaide are.
And Newcomb tried to gather there, just spilt the chest mark. They were involved in one serious dogfight last week, the Hawks route. And the fend-off was high from Miller, so they're going to get the footy here. McDonald, I think, will get it. So he's 53 metres out. Margin sits at 8 points, Adelaide.
Yeah, this will be a big kick.
But they are pressing like you wouldn't believe, the Hawks. Yeah, Harvey Norman replay. Miller at just the elbow into the face of McDonald. He runs around. Oh, gee. Did not hit that at all well. Ball spills. Opportunity. Aim on. Nash around the body. Hello. Goal, Hawks. We're back to 2. Adelaide by 2 points. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard 57-55. The Hawks keep coming. Here's Mark Rashuda on Triple M footy.
Well, they probably deserved that one. It was a good snap by Nash. They've had their opportunities, haven't taken them, but gee, it's been a tight game all day. And Hawthorn keep coming. They keep pressuring. They look actually a bit on top of the ground more than Adelaide at the moment. Adelaide look like they're the ones chasing backside a little bit, so it's game on here in the Premiership quarter.
Connor Nash is in on some ripping touch. 31 disposals and 7 clearances last week.
So now we might have a sub coming up here. We'll go to Tube shortly. I reckon Butts has made his way to the boundary. So out of the middle, Adelaide work it. Saligo, nice mark, Frost.
Well, He's been a big player for us. That's his 6th intercept mark.
That is a massive Red Z lending stat. What about Impey as well, Brew? He's been terrific today.
Yeah, he's had 16 disposals.
Got it to Newcomb. They're just hitting targets here, trying to work it out a half-back. Here's Dylan Moore. He's going to go down the line. It's a nice-looking ball. Very well intercepted by Dawson. He had his back to the play. And this footy just about right in front of Tubes. We'll head there for Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Jordan Butts has been subbed out of the game. Ned McHenry is on. And just quickly, boys, Sam Mitchell is very positive about this ugly footy. He's up and about coaching from the boundary line.
It's Sam Mitchell sort of style, that one. Andrew Taylor there. Triple M Brecky and Tassie for Bob Jane T-Marts on the boundary now. Driving forward was Smith into attacking 50. Murphy was good. Great half volley. Had the crumb but didn't have the numbers in support. Rochelle went past it. Ranger Barras jumps on it. Wrestle with Riley Philthorpe, and it's 55 from home, and 4 minutes left in this third term.
Good sub for Adelaide, I think. Getting the extra tall off the back line, getting some more run into the contest. See if McHenry can make a difference.
Connor Nash is lifted. He went through and gathered. Warple, nice set of hands to Morrison. That whacking forward handball. They go again, the Hawks. Driving through. Nice work there from Long. Now they steady to the top of the goal square. Fergus Green. Miller could spoil. Ball in dispute. Straight out from goal. Green followed up. Then got a handball back. Around the body goal. McDonald couldn't quite get enough purchase. Having a shot on goal, Conor McDonald. And now they're out of trouble, the Adelaide Crows, for only for a moment. Jaff took a good mark. 70 from home.
Gee, they're under the pump, Adelaide. Hawthorn are pressing hard.
What a mark by Jaff. Going back with the flight. Harvey Norman replay, terrific stuff.
Big hack kick out of defence by Saliga. That's how much pressure's on.
So Jaff just pokes it in. There's a bit of space. Oh, Green just about collected. Look at the driving pole drive by Nash. Big cruncher. Extraordinary. He's got the free kick. And you're hearing the applause of the one, the only Mark Rasciuto. He loves it as tough as it comes. Check this out, Roo.
That's the hardest hit I have seen for a very long time. A legitimate tackle. It's about the only way you can hurt people with a tackle these days. Front on, bang.
Think NRL stuff, wasn't it, Yatesy?
What a big hit.
Full-on clash.
So what a kick coming up here. So to make it 3 in a row for the Hawks. Nash, he's just pulled it. It's gone away to the left. It's a minor score only. We are back to a 1-point game. Adelaide lead it on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
From the re-entry, now they've made their way to half-back. The crowd want that out of bounds on the full. Here's the sub. McHenry on. If you've just joined us, Jordan Butts off. Tall for a small. Taylor Walker in front of interchange gates. And,
lucky there, Tex.
Picks up a free kick. Jath was the infringer who just clipped him. Taylor Walker, 2 minutes left in this third term.
They love a goal here, Adelaide.
Crows by a sultry point. New attacking 50. Philthorpe went early. CJ Jath again. And what's happened here? He's paid a free kick which is going to go to Philthorpe, who just ghosted his way across the front of the pack. I didn't see a lot in it, but the umpire suggests he was pushed.
Well, they've been badly beaten in the air, Adelaide.
Riley Philthorpe is probably 55 out once he releases, and Shepherd?
That's what it was.
Or a ghosty.
Well, that's what they paid.
So Philthorpe, this will test him. Yet to kick a goal this afternoon. And he won't kick one with that kick.
Wow.
You can hear the Bronxies. That missed by about 20 metres. Out of bounds on the full.
Might have been the footy god flexing his muscle there.
You know what they say, Rupert? The footy guards never miss a moment, do they? Just straightening one up. Free kick probably wasn't there, and Hardwick will bring it back in for the Hawks, right up against his own defensive point post.
So, Jaff. Hawks have been able to move it from this position of the ground well today, but not on this occasion. Straight to Scholl. He takes his time, goes back inside 50. Big fly, Rankin. Fist at the back, Impey. Out of play. And we will have it thrown in inside the last minute of this term. Adelaide lead it by a point. It's been an enthralling contest. University of Tassie Stadium.
So time for one more score if Adelaide are good enough from stoppage. Taylor Walker front spot on Reeves playing for the free kick. Umpire didn't see it. Pedler swooped around, jams it on his left foot. It's going to land on the goal square. Fogarty couldn't do enough to bring it to ground because Frost was too good.
Gee, Walker was stiff not to get a free kick in the ruck, I thought.
And he played for it, pushed back on the ruck when Yarn came over the top. So Sicily was out of bounds when he kicked it, but it was marked him, and Nash, who's been outstanding for the Hawks, just double-fisted across the boundary line. 30 seconds left. It's 60 metres from home for Adelaide, and we've got a boundary throw in.
Well, it's time for both sides to score from centre wing.
So throw in. Adelaide lead it by a point. Rucks go at it. Ground level ball. G. Moore came in, taken high, no free kick. Mackenzie for Hawthorn takes it over, and we'll have it all again. Harvey Norman replay. Keys, Michael Annie, Rochelle on the bench, along with, I think, Laird for Adelaide. They lead it by a point at the moment, the Crows. It's been a real tussle. Tap down. Sloan going after the ball. Mackenzie takes him over. And we'll have it thrown in again.
What a big quarter coming up. What a last quarter we got coming up for Adelaide. And for Hawthorn fans here in Adelaide, nothing in this game. Could go either way.
Three-quarter time, only seconds away from the boundary throw-in. And we'll probably more won't get it out, and that probably will do us. See us into the third quarter. It's finished. And the final quarter just around the corner. What a game of football we've had so far here on Triple M, and we have got a big final turn to come.
For Choice Hotels around the grounds, we've got Carlton and St Kilda coming up, along with the Suns and North Melbourne to finish off today. Last night it was Geelong by 93 over Sydney. Port Adelaide, of course, by 40 over the Eagles. Three-quarter time, University of Tasmania Stadium. Adelaide lead it by a point. Don't go anywhere. We've got a big, big final turn to come your way. From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter, the Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Kick off game day with a Macca's Classic, the McChicken. Order via McDelivery today. McDelivery is available in select locations.
Getting your ass on a flight to England for the Ashes comes down to how much you listen to Triple M's Rudits and Laws. 17 nights away at Lord's with SA cricket legend Jason Gillespie. Athens and Greece on your way home. Everything taken care of. Listen to Triple M's Rudits and Laws and know the show to go. Book your trip to the Ashes at gillespiesports.com.au. 104.7 Triple M.
Hard yakka. Toughness is in our DNA, and we don't take shortcuts. Our legendary status is ingrained in our heritage. Modern, durable, quality. We don't play by the rules, we write them. That's why we've designed the ultimate men's and women's gear and boots for your no-nonsense lifestyle. Designed to work hard on the job or off, whether you're chilling on the weekend or heading out to explore the great outdoors. So get the gear that makes you feel like a legend. Head to your nearest stockist or hardyakka.com.au.
Fielders create lifestyle solutions for all South Australians, no matter what team they barrack for. The Fielders Centenary range of patios, verandas and carports come in a wide range of styles, colours and sizes, ensuring there's a Fielders Centenary home extension that's matched perfectly for your team. To request a quote, visit fielderscentenary.com.au. If you can imagine it, you can do it with Fielders Centenary.
The dust has settled. The best stands proudly above the rest. Introducing your 2022 Ford Dealer of the Year, Morn Team Ford Cheltenham! Get into Morn Team Ford today and see for yourself what makes them the team that leads the way in SA. Now that's why everybody's talking about the 2022 Ford Dealer of the Year.
Morn Team, everybody's talking about Morn Team.
These school holidays, Big Shed Brewing is giving away the ultimate kids' birthday party at the Beach House. Yep, these school holidays, purchase a little shed of kids meal from Big Shed Brewing and you'll go into the draw to win the ultimate Beach House party. party. There are 2 $1,000 vouchers up for grabs. You can even score double entries for meals purchased Monday to Wednesday. So these school holidays, take your little one for a little shedder deal at Big Shed Brewing. And your next big birthday party could be on us. T's and C's apply. See bigshed.beer for details.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. Is your new home or renovation over budget? I guarantee you with National Tiles you'll come in under budget with your floor and wall tiles every time. Here's proof. Modern concrete baseline floor tiles, National Tiles best value price under $25 is 20% below the market. That's right, 20% below the market every day of the year. So smash your budget now with National Tiles. The best value for money tiles in Australia every day of the year.
If there's one thing better than watching the footy, it's watching the footy with your mates. Talking about footy with your mates. And raising a Jim Beam with your mates. So here's to winning together, losing together, but hopefully winning. And here's to you, grabbing some Jim Beam before the game this week. But remember, everyone can benefit from a spell on the interchange. Drink responsibly.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Oh, we've got a big final term to come. Don't worry about that. Adelaide lead it at three-quarter time by a point. It's 8-9-57 Adelaide. Hawthorn are 8-8-56 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Ream Hot Water built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. Mark Rasciuto, gee, what a quarter of footy. We're in for a big final term.
Adelaide won the first quarter by 2 points. Adelaide won the second quarter by 1 point. Hawthorn won the third quarter by 2 points. How close a contest can you get? And Hawthorn actually looked the better side late in that third quarter. If you were going to bet on a side winning, you'd probably go with Hawthorn on form. But we know Adelaide are probably the better side at this stage of the season. But that doesn't mean anything. Can Adelaide get themselves up and get across the line here in a close one in Tassie?
What do you think?
Probably think your better players on your list need to stand up. You can't rely on the second tier. I would have thought you need your leaders to go at it pretty hard here, because you've got Soligo, the Laird's a star, of course, but Soligo, Scholl, who are leading your possession getters. Dawson's doing a great job with 18 disposals as well, but probably need your big key forwards to get involved, and your stars. Rankin's had 10 yet to kick a goal. They're the ones you need to get their hands on the footy in this final term for Adelaide to win it.
Well, for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Final term about to get underway. Adelaide lead it by a point. We've got a big final term to come. Reeves got the tap down. Laird and Newcomb. Gee, they've had a good battle today. And we'll have a ball up right in the middle of the ground.
We'll find out what the breeze is doing as well. I think Adelaide would be kicking with a little bit of breeze at their back if they stayed blowing the same direction.
We might get down to Tubes in a moment or two on the boundary. Chase Jones barreled off the square. Wingard got him and absolutely maxed him. Jones with no awareness. Wingard doesn't normally get too many, but he got one heavily there. Kicks into the pocket.
Wow.
And he's got Bruce with a diving slips catch. And Bruce will get the first shot on goal for Hawthorn. We're inside the first minute of the final term.
Just wasn't aware at all there. Chase Jones coming off the back of the square. Bruce, who's missed a sitter.
Hasn't got one yet this afternoon. Starts it right around the corner, and this one misses as well. And the three-time premiership star yet to trouble the scorers. Most experienced player out there. And Wingard with the lacerated tongue has come from the field after that hit as well. Just touching his shoulder. So Tubes will be all over that for Bob Jones team out shortly.
So Hinge for Adelaide. Gets it working up towards centre wing. Ranger Barras got the handball away for the Hawks. Frost, he elected to go by foot there in the Impey direction as opposed to a handball. Impey runs it out of play and we'll have it thrown in. Did Bruce brush that kick, Roo, do you reckon?
No. Well, he's an experienced player. He knows what he's got to get done, but just saw Benny Keys in shot. Kesey's been uncharacteristically quiet today. Had the 10 disposals, no shots on goal. Can Benny Keys stand up in the last quarter for Adelaide?
Red Z Lending stats there with Roo. Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed, REDZED.com. The ball's still in dispute on the outer side, so it's around 60 metres out from the Adelaide goal. Just getting a look at the Harvey Norman replay on the Wingard shoulder there. It didn't appear a lot in it, probably when he hit the ground.
Well, Dawson was actually tackled and couldn't really get boots the ball, and Moore got him.
Can Laird find a target inside 50?
So Laird's going to reload here. He's 65 out, little darting ball, looks for a high fly, and read it best was Sicily. He's done that all his career. The skipper standing up in a big moment, nice catch. Now chips one short to Dylan Moore. 17th in the AFL for Marks is the little man Moore. Comes back now to last week's debutant and Seamus Mitchell. Well, that was just in the field of play, Hardwick.
They are confident, Hawthorn, with their kicking.
So they switch back. We are locked away. 57 apiece. And Launceston, it's been a game full of heat. And Hawthorn methodically pick their way out of defence back to Moore, who then retreats to Impey and now Mitchell.
Well, Sam Mitchell's obviously telling him, come on, we're going to keep possession, we're going to take the game on, take some risks and try and win this game.
Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Mark Rasciuto there, the Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Footy up towards half forward for the Hawks. Dawson sort of overran it. He doubled back to gather it. Newcomb, nice hands. Here's McDonald releasing a handball. Opportunity here, left foot, Amon! They're in front, the Hawks. Hawthorn are in front. They lead it by a goal. Amon slicing through. It's 9-9-63 Hawthorn. Adelaide are sitting at 8-9-57. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade is here to partner with your business. A huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work. Matt Rasciuto, Triple M footy.
Dawson had the ball on a string in the middle of the ground, but just couldn't quite get hold of it. They forced a turnover with the pressure that's been sensational all day. We're having a look at the replay here now. That fumble makes you get more pressure around you. They cause the turnover, and then Carl Amon doing what he does best, and that's finishing with a beautiful left foot kick. Well done, Hawthorn. You've been playing the better footy for the last quarter and a bit.
So the last 3 goals in favour of the Hawthorn Footy Club, bracketed across three-quarter time. McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. Back in the middle, Saligo came off the wing and drives it into attack for his side. Taylor Walker was held, went up with the one arm. Frost had him. Keys, the man Roo spoke about, in the path of Murphy, up against the boundary line. Is he going to have a shot? No, squares up looking for Rankin, but couldn't get him. Seamus Mitchell easily picks this one off. Oh, dodgy kick from Mitchell as he tries to get out of jail, and Taylor Walker smashes into Jarman Impey. Nothing doing there as far as down the ground is concerned. Impey slows things down. Out of Sicily, still in defensive 50. Hawthorn leading by 6 points. It's all square at three-quarter time. In fact, there's 1 point, I should say, at three-quarter time. And Hawthorn are now in front. Duday went through, tried to claim the mark in the centre of the ground. Now Dawson, Saligo goes with the right boot deep into the pocket. Taylor Walker. Frost just gathered off Tex's hands and then jams on the boot. It was partially smothered, and Dawson tried to bring it down. Murphy, good, put his head over it, took it in, didn't cough it up. Gave it to Duday, now to Dawson. Under enormous heat, the pressure continues. Chase Jones gives it to Sloan around the corner. Top of the goal square, Fogarty fists. Does the discipline work as the forward brings it to the front, and Taylor Walker just jumps on McDonald, and we get a ball up 40 out from Adelaide goal.
So what Tex Walker can do here in the ruck, this is what he's known for, creating scoring opportunities.
Got the tap down there, free kick, and it's Adelaide's way, Roo.
That's what he does.
So he just sort of, he out-worried Reeves, didn't he?
Yep, he puts his big bum right in the way and makes them earn it, and they panic. They would have talked about it pre-game during the week. Tex Walker's inside 50, ruck stoppages, and then a big young ruckman like Reeves, who's 2 metres 10, just makes an unforced error.
So Walker coming in, straight in front, big kick coming up. On the way goes Tex, and he's got it. He's got 4 goals for the day, Walker. And we are locked away again. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Played nearly 7 minutes final term, and it is all locked away, 63 apiece.
Well, you asked for the big leaders to stand up. Let's have a look at this ruck. Yeah, it was just unnecessary by Reeves. Just put his arm around Walker, Didn't need to do it. Like he didn't have a free play at it or anything, Tex. So Reeves wrapped his arm around, forced the umpire to make the call, and Tex made him pay on the scoreboard.
Sammy Mitchell would hate that. The little man with the big man not getting it done. The coach, he dropped Meek, who hasn't been performing, came across with a big trade for O'Meara from Fremantle, and then brings in Max Lynch, and Reeves gives away a free kick.
You're the ruckman.
Right out in front of goal.
Tell us why a ruckman would do that. Was it just bad luck, had a bad minute?
When a ruckman goes back to compete against a fresh forward line player exhausted, and that's where the brain fades happen. And unfortunately, it's cost Hawthorn to bring him all square here in Launceston for McDonald's Arena Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Out of the middle after some congestion. Nash, forward handball over the top into open space. They go into forward 50. It ends up with Scrimshaw, who farms off Hinge and got another on the left boot. Scrimshaw back into the team this week. Kicks a big goal on his left. Hawthorn back in front. Huge goal from Scrimshaw as they just pushed it forward. 10-9-69 the Hawkers, 9-9-63. Hawks back in front of the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well done to the Hawks. They are having a genuine crack. Oh, Scrimshaw is a good finisher. And they put them back in front. How many times have you seen Adelaide today make those little fumbles and errors in the middle of the ground by blokes like Rochelle and Dawson, players who don't usually do that? They've done it today, and maybe it's the pressure. They've been under enormous pressure all day. Hawthorn, credit to them.
The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Ball back in the middle, Laird wrapped up. For Bob Jane T-Mart's Tubes.
Chad Wingard on the boundary line, guys, after that big hit, big tackle on Chase Jones. He was down in the rooms, in my opinion. That's where he's heading. The doctor said, no, sit down here, mate. And he's back on the bench looking okay.
Good on your Tubes, Bob Jane T-Marts. Adelaide to half forward. It'll be a free kick here to Impey.
Looked like they weren't going to pay it there, and I thought, gee, it was front-on contact for sure.
Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy three, get one free deals, plus instant cash back. Caller order online today. T's and C's apply. So Impey, fans just getting a look at the Harvey Norman there. He's been very lively across half-back today, Impey. He was looking for the Warple target. Rochelle made a contest, but it's out of play. We'll have it thrown in.
Rochelle was fantastic in the first quarter and a half, but been very quiet since.
Triple M Seabus super special comments. The Premiership star and Brownlow medalist Mark Rasciuto. So the Hawks by 6 points, boundary throw in. And the Anzac Appeal logo. Molly O'Brien, the workhorse. Double-handed palm down to the front. Morrison's kick was smothered from Hawthorn. Rankin taps it to himself, and then a lightning handball. How did he do that? Rankin, the magician, to Tex. Thilthorpe in the goal square, brings it to the front. Pedlar cruising down at ground level, squares it back to Rankin. This is where Rankin takes an easy mark and probably kick from 40 out.
You like the
slight angle.
You said the leaders to stand up. Rankin there caused that turnover on centre wing out of nowhere. He set this goal up, and Pedlar composed enough to be able to find Isaac on his own.
So he sits 13th in the competition for inside 50 ground ball gets, Rankin, and this one was persistence and takes an easy chest mark to line up for his first of the afternoon. Massive goal to try and lock it up here at Launceston, and he does not connect at all, and that is out of bounds on the full.
Wow.
That is pressure. Optimal pressure here that Hawthorn have provided all day.
Well, he just didn't get his routine right at all. You could see how the kick went right. He just didn't get his run up, which is no excuse for that. You've got to practice that under pressure.
Mark Rasciuto there for Seabus. One of the best set shots at goal through his career, of course, with that routine. Here's Wingard. He was floating around for the handball. Didn't get it from Long. Adelaide win it back. Rochelle. Murphy, a squaring ball. Oh, big fly, but he went far too early. That was Pedlar. And the Hawks have got the footy deep in defence. That's a dangerous ball. One-on-one Morrison. Gee, Murphy a little clumsy.
Yeah, he didn't have to be that aggressive.
And he's given away the free. So Jaff, Hawthorn lead this by 6 points. Across half-back Nash. He's kicked a goal in this term. Working hard again, he butters up. Delivers a handball to Wingard. Tried to sell some candy. Jones wasn't buying it. And turnover. Dawson's got it centre wing.
So Wingard's gone off with a bit of a dicey shoulder. Impey went off with a bit of a dicey ankle. Let's see if they can have an impact in the last 12 minutes of this contest.
And a dicey kick from Dawson, which went across the body, and Warple intercepts after Dawson had a courageous mark to turn the ball over. So Warple is in his back pocket and kicks the half-back flank. Look at Touday. Read it best. Took it across the face. 6-point lead to the Hawks in front of 10,000 in Launceston here today. Oh, Douday's gone wide looking for the fog and just gets a hand on it. And we get a boundary throw in a half-forward for the Adelaide Crows, who trail by 6 points. 12 minutes left in this match. The pressure has been off the Richter. Tackling pressure. Time and space has been non-existent for every player in congestion. Very heated game. Thilthorpe having a run in the ruck. Pushed it down to Sloan. Couldn't quite gather. Thilthorpe went back and a gang tackle by 2 players, and one of those is the little man and more. And got him another ball up. 65 out from the Adelaide goal.
Well, it's a big contest here. It's a 6-point lead to the Hawks. Adelaide out of this clearance trying to do something. Sloan's going to tumble one inside 50. They're going to contest back here. Fogarty and Sicily. Sicily wins out. Gets it to Morrison. Tries to just cuddle the boundary line with that. It's fisted out of play. And we'll have it thrown in at half forward here for the Crows.
4 points up for grabs here. This is going to be a cracking finish.
So can the Hawks get off the bottom of the ladder? And can the Adelaide Crows remain in the top 8? 11 minutes left in the final term. A half forward for Adelaide. Nash went through. They butted heads with Rory Sloan. 2 hard nuts there. I'm not sure what Thilthorpe was doing. He tried to pick it up and get the arms free. They barrel through. Wingard's got a dodgy shoulder, but still going in. It's in dispute. It's hot in the kitchen. Jath can't get out. Neither can Moore. Warple goes through Rory Sloan. Twists out of it. Handball back. Kick inside attacking 50. Won't quite get the journey. Mitchell for the Hawks. Clears. Gets to the outer side. Carl Amon gathers. Right on the paint of defensive 50. Forward handball to Granger Barras. Dropped short. Brockman was really clean with the half volley. Cleans it up. Hawthorn might be out here now. They've got some players in open space, and one of them's Newcomb.
Granger Barras, a little curling ball to find Newcomb. Brewster a one-on-one with Hinge, fisted out of play. So right half forward, Hawthorn lead it by 6 points, 69-63, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Final term, played nearly 15 minutes. Harvey Norman replay, Sam Mitchell, Hawks coach, down on the bench. Jarman Impey having a chat to the defensive coach. Footy on the outer side. Rochelle and Sloan. Boundary line beats the pair of them. Who wants it more? Hawthorn have been so courageous today. Adelaide are going to dig in and get a look at Rory Sloan on the Harvey Norman. He's one who loves this style of game.
17 players this year for the Hawks have played every game. 13 for the Adelaide Crows, and with a big break for the Crows, they should be fresh after Thursday night footy. The Hawthorn Footy Club will get another boundary throw and going back-to-back tight matches after it went down to the wire against GWS until Harry Himmelberg stepped up at both ends. 6 point to the Hawks. Half forward line boundary throwing. Here's John Newcomb been outstanding for the Hawks. He retreats with the handball back to Jath, who looks a little confused, then does a spin move on Murphy. Little dodgy little ball inside, but finds Sicily. Now they link up with some run and drive through the centre of the ground. The Hawks straight through the corridor they go. Here's a flying shot on goal, and it's going to drift right for the Hawks, and unfortunately it won't get there. That was from Seamus Mitchell, the debutant in gather rounds. A minus score. So they go to 70 points to the Hawks, 63 Adelaide. Got under 10 minutes left in the match.
Hawthorn fans will be loving what they're seeing today. Taking the game on, high skill, plenty of speed.
The bring-in ball, gee, a big fly. Not sure who that is down behind play. Oh, McHenry a little slow. Morrison really turned the screws.
And that's the pressure they've been bringing all day. It's been enormous.
It's been huge, Root. It's absolutely been the difference to this point. They lead it by 7 points, Hawthorn. Adelaide have got the job ahead here. The Hawks are up and rolling. Morrison, Adelaide still well within touch as Thilthorpe puts some nice heat on it. Wins himself a free kick.
It was a massive ball to win. Thilthorpe put the tackle on and not 15. The umpire calls. A little ball inside towards Laird, who was immediately tackled, and it was a good tackle from Dylan Moore, so we get a ball up. 65 out from Hawthorn's goal.
Adelaide have been talking finals. If you want to play finals, you've got to beat the bottom sides.
9 minutes left in the match. 7 point Hawthorn lead. 2 points at quarter time to the Crows, 3 points to the Crows at half time, and 1 point at three-quarter time. Now from the clearing kick, Laird got it on the boot from McHenry. They go to half-forward Adelaide, and Rankin pitches and rolls in front of him. They get a boundary throw in, 65 out from the Adelaide goal. Tight contest throughout this match has been impressive. Adelaide, Hawthorn set a record with their tackles in the first term, most they've tackled this year.
For anyone.
No time and space for anyone here at all. Mark Rasciuto with the voice on Triple M Seabus Super Special comments from the stoppage. Hardwick jams on the boot and puts it out in front of Jath, and Jath is going to cruise through and pick it up with ease.
How fresh does he look, Jath? Across half-back. He had a stunning little move early on. That's a beautiful kick. That's something else they've done. They've hit their targets. Brockman over the top. Gee, it was a weird-looking ball at the end, but they just wanted more Hawthorn. Adelaide are sort of watching at the minute. Amon, a long left foot ball inside 50, out the back. Green. He will go back and have a shot. Look at Murray. He's filthy as on the Harvey Norman. And Green will go back, 45-degree angle, 30 out.
They're just too good at the moment, Hawthorn. Too good. Speed, ball use is better than Adelaide.
So Green, he has got a couple today. This is a big, big kick. They lead by 7, the Hawks. Just under 8 minutes of game time remaining. This to push it out to 13. He comes in. Little hop, skip and a jump. Kicker's on the way, and he threads it. He threads it. The Hawks have got the chest puffed out, and they lead it by 13. It's 11-10-76. Adelaide 9-9-63. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade is here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work. And Mark Rasciuto, Adelaide have got a big, big job from here.
Yeah, they have got a big job to win it from here. 13 points down, so game high for Hawthorn. They've gone inside 50 5 times in the last quarter, and they've kicked 3 goals too. So Adelaide's defence for the last 3 weeks has been fantastic. All of a sudden, very leaky. Adelaide are kicking at 41% in this last quarter. Hawthorn are kicking at 78.
Wow, some big Triple M Red Z lending stats. Red Z lending loans for the self-employed, RADZED.com. So the Hawks have kicked 5 of the last 6 goals, breaking across three-quarter time. McDonald's Arena order Triple M rocks footy. Clearance coming out of the middle from Sloane for Adelaide though. Murphy back to Sloane. Great offensive run from the veteran. There's a flying shot on goal and gives it everything, but it smacks into the right upright. He was releasing that ball from 55 in full flight, Sloaney. Gave it everything and unfortunately drifted right. The lead is back to 12 points for Hawthorn on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So Sicily, the bring-in footy. Margin 2 straight kicks. Hawthorn lead it by 12. Here is Laird for Adelaide. He got it across to Millerer. There's a chance here for the Crows. Duday's got to measure something. He just pokes it inside 50. Walker took the mark. I thought he played on. Umpire said no.
He did play on.
He plays on now. The Texan looking for 5. He snapped around the body and it's across the face. A minor score. Margin is 11 points. Hawthorn. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, and we have played nearly 22 minutes final term.
If that umpire had played more footy, he would have realised that Tex played on then and then decided not to. He sort of just didn't quite understand how footballer works.
When Tex gave him the stare down afterwards, it's like, what do you mean I played on? And everyone in the whole stadium, apart from the man in blue, knew that he had got away with it. And then Newcombe sits under it, uncontested. Dawson leads the umpire saying he was blocked, and John Newcombe takes the mark at centre-half back. That ball was in the air for a long time. He spots up wide, a Scrimshaw. Duday was hanging on to him, couldn't quite.
Do they try and save it? Do they try and save it now, Hawthorn, or do they keep trying to win it? Have they got the experience to hold on with 6 minutes to go now? They look like they're trying to slow the game down all of a sudden. Change the way they got to the front.
Sorry, Roo, 11-point lead to the Hawks. We're under 6 minutes left now as they kill the clock. They chip it around the back half. Sicily to Hardwick.
25-5, the marks in this last quarter.
Hardwick to Mitchell, the youngster. Composed to Jath, who's been brilliant for Hawthorn today. The interchange Gates.
Their ability to hit targets has been pretty extraordinary too, hasn't it?
They've been impressive today. This is a very good performance by them.
Jath into 50. Reeves put his arms up. Mitch Hinge takes them on. Sloane's got to be quick, thought about it, then changed his mind, was going to go with the kick and then went with the hands. Rochelle off the wing. Just quieting out a little bit and puts it to Fogg. Rochelle, great use. Fogg had the space in front of him and he just floated the ball into attacking 50, and Darcy Fogarty released from about 50 out. Been good today, Darcy Fogarty, but his opponent has been just as good. The defence for the Hawks today has really stood up. Fogarty with a couple of goals next to his name.
Yeah, they need this one, Adelaide.
Massive kick. Under 5 minutes left. If you want the ball in someone's hands, it's Darcy Fogarty's. He misses. Pushes it right.
1-3 for the quarter, Adelaide. 11 inside 50s to 6.
Margin back to 10 points. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. 4 minutes 40 left in this final term. Hawthorn looking for their second win of the year.
So Hardwick for the Hawks. So he brings it in this time. Works it to the outer side in the Sicily direction now. Which way is it going? It's against Sicily, going to Hinge.
Get rid of it.
So Hinge has got a bit of cramp or a bit of an ankle or something happening there as footy goes through Sloane. Left foot ball. Adelaide here. Big fly. Thilthorpe. Jaff came with the spoil over the back. Now Fridge run out now at Harvey Norman. Hurry while stocks last.
Front on contact it was called for.
Drop in store or online. Harvey Norman replay. So you can definitely see that. Interesting position this footy finds itself at the moment. 30 around Crow's goal. Margin sits at 10 points. Hawthorn. 4 minutes left in this game. Rankin, can he really get Adelaide rolling? Goes right to the square. Fisted through by Frost. It's a minor score. Margin 9 points. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Hawthorn lead it with 4 minutes left.
Hinge is coming from the field after that contest. We'll get down to Tubes if we can. Once he gets to the boundary line, he's got to hobble up. He really landed heavily on his back with that contest. So Margin at 9 points. Beautiful re-entry. Had some run from the skipper in Sicily, who just gathered. Adelaide a bit exposed on the coast-to-coast goals here. Jath's got some run. They're at centre wing. Brockman spilled it. Great pressure from Sloane. Wins the footy. Well done from Murphy with the support. Now backs to Michael Aney. And Michael Aney picks out Taylor Walker. God, he's a good user for a youngster. Texas 55 out. Probably just too far. He wants something in shorter. Kicks to a really dangerous area. Reeves gets back. Thilthorpe couldn't provide a contest. Almost made it all the way to the back. Shoal was done. Sloane and also Keys. Back to Rankin on the boundary line. Took him on around the corner. Rankin nails it. Crows get back in touch. Big goal from Rankin, who just stepped line the white line. It was fantastic work. 3-point lead for the Hawthorn Footy Club. Let's go down to the boundary and see Tubes for Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, Rory Laird copping a knock to the knee. He's in the arms of the trainer, as is your man Mitchell Hinge. He copped one on the far side of the ground, had to run across to the pine, now receiving treatment as well. Rory Laird doing some run-throughs though, looks okay.
Geez, how good was Rankin there?
Wow.
The good small forwards can do anything in not much space. Got rid of one, got rid of two players, and then the key finish. They'd kicked 2 goals for, or 1 goal for, prior to that goal. They needed that one now. All of a sudden, can they run over the top of them? Hawthorn look like they've been trying to save the game for the last 3 minutes, which is just silly to do that because the reason they got in front because they were too fast and too clean for Adelaide.
Mark Rasciuto there for Seabus. There's some ghosts from last week for the Hawks. Dawson out of the middle. Walker's got an opportunity. Releases a backward handball. Scholes weighing up the options. Had it smothered off his boot. Ball spilling around. Hardwick for the Hawks. Got it across to Amon. An opportunity. Scrimshaw. Little this way, that way sort of stuff. Handball over the top. Hawks lead it by 3. Warple just measures it. Nice. And he gets it to Newcomb.
This is the chip stuff they're doing, though. Instead of taking the game on, they're trying to chip around and save it. I just don't get this.
So Newcomb pushes up to the wing. 2.5 minutes left. Duday was strong in the air. Sloane picked up a free kick, surely. Nash got him high. Umpire paid it.
Yeah, overruled it. The umpire. That's the benefit for the people out there that pot for umpires. They're the ones that they're picking up at least.
3-point Hawks lead. Sloane at half back with a free kick. Numbers now pushing in front of the footy for him. He elects to go wide to Brodie Smith, and Dylan Moore gives him about 15 metres on the mark. Sloane pumps at 55 down the line. Fogarty provides the contest and Keys sees it over the boundary line. We'll get a boundary throw-in. 3-point lead to Hawthorn, and just over 2 minutes left in his final term. That's all happening on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Drive for show, putt for dough. If you get an opportunity now, you got to sink the putt.
Mark Rasciuto for Seabus. Throw in. 3-point lead Hawthorn. Swooping on the ball, Amon. Well tackled by Saligo. Rochelle came charging through. He's been a bit quiet after quarter time. Footy goes to Fogarty. The Fogger's taken the mark. Left forward pocket.
Got to run on and play on and bend it around. You'd think. He does like kicking drop punts though, the Fog.
A minute 40 and ticking down.
If he misses it though, it's going to be hard because they're going to go back and have a long kick in.
I reckon he actually had more time. He could have passed that off. Rankin was telling him to go for goals. Massive kick here.
He missed one not long ago. A little stuttery comes in. The kick on the way. Have a look at that. He has threaded it like you wouldn't believe. What about that goal from the Fog? Adelaide are in front. Adelaide have hit the lead. This is a big, gutsy comeback. They lead by 3 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Fogarty's got 3 for the day.
3-all in the second half as well. Unbelievable kick by Fogarty. A drop punt from the boundary line. It was great by Rochelle to get the crumb first. And then it was 1-on-1 against Frost, who's been the best player on the ground in the air today with 7 intercept marks. Fogarty finally got one back on him.
Back-to-back goals for the Crows. The big guns. Rankin with a remarkable goal, and Fogarty makes it look easy from the boundary line with a drop punt. If he's not the best kick in the AFL, he's in the top 10 shots for goal. That is remarkable. From Donald to Ream, hot water, Triple M rocks, footy, Saligo taken high.
This is where Adelaide can save the game. This is where Adelaide now should be doing what Hawthorn did when they shouldn't have.
Can't afford a turnover. Minute left. Saligo with a free kick, centre of the ground to the pocket. Fogarty's going to carry over the back. And the young Seamus Mitchell in just his second game. What a mark.
Gee.
He takes it to the back and then squares it up.
Oh, that's 50.
Amon. Wheels around. No 50 pay. There was almost infringement now. Impey to the pocket. Looking deep there for Bruce. Couldn't find him. Michelini 1-on-1. Smashes through. Sicily got him.
Sicily's gone forward.
Boundary throw in for the Hawthorn Footy Club. Inside they're attacking 50. 40 seconds left.
Well, this is where you can flood numbers back now. There's no rules to say you can't flood back, but you've got to have enough targets in your forward line to get to if Adelaide get the ball out of their defensive 50.
Adelaide by 3 points. More carried forward in the tackle. Umpire says play on. A scrambly out of defence kick by Adelaide. Hardwick to Amon. Normally can find a target. Screws it inside 50. Ball's going to spill to Impey. He's had a big day. Smothered off his boot. Miller are back there for Adelaide. Gets it out of there. Is there one last chance? 16 seconds left. Warple inside 50. This will be a mark, will it? No, it bounces around. Snap by Scrimshaw. Bouncing footy. Adelaide stand up. Nice and strong Murray. He's crunched. That'll be it. Big final quarter by Adelaide. There is half a second left. Umpire tosses it up. Siren sounds. Adelaide win 4 in a row. And that was gutsy. That's a big away win for Adelaide. They were challenged and they stood up.
They'll be heartbreaking, the Hawks. Absolutely heartbroken. Adelaide have won that last quarter by 2 points. Hawks won the third quarter by 2. Adelaide won the second quarter by 1. And Adelaide won the first quarter as well by 2 points. I don't think I've seen a closer game than that for a very long time. Matty Nix is looking on saying, how the hell did we just steal that game?
Roo, I think it goes back. You picked it up about 7 or 8 minutes to go in the game and you said, Hawthorn trying to save this.
They did.
And that's what happened.
It cost them the game.
Momentum changed.
They were the better side. They had faster feet. They were moving the ball better. Exactly what got them from 13 points down to about 13 points up. They went away from. It was crazy. That'll be talked about this week on the footy shows.
Because there was no doubt the Adelaide defence were under siege, and And the Adelaide midfield were getting caught out from behind, but as soon as Hawthorn wanted to go back and chip it around, it played in Adelaide's hands.
Let's head down to the Fog with Nick Del Santo.
I was lucky.
Did you really look in?
I didn't look in too much, but I was lucky it snuck through. But it was good. Good last half by the boys, and we screwed it through.
Tell us about the last couple of minutes. You're down by over 2 goals, but there was a never-give-up attitude. Where's that come from, and has that been building over the last few weeks?
Yeah, it's been building. We've got the confidence, especially after the last couple of games, that we can win games late. But no, we've had that belief for a while, and that's how we've always played our footy. We've always fought to the end, and I was lucky that it came out today.
How'd you see the contest as a whole? There was a lot of tackles, the most tackles there's been in any game this year. Did you feel that as a forward?
Definitely, yeah. And I think we were a little bit off in that space in the first half, and we brought them into the game. That's how they want to play. So to sort of take control of the game late is really pleasing for the group, and we're lucky enough to take it.
There's a great mix in the forward line at the moment. You know, Tex Walker doing what he does, yourself off the back of what you did last week, but Isaac Rankin and the injection that he's brought. But can you talk us through his last goal as well, which gave you that glimmer of hope late in the game?
100%, mate. And he does that even when he's not kicking goals. He's just such an electric player, and you just feed off him. So to have him in the forward line, and Rash is doing the same, Ned McHenry, Murph, when they all come in, it's pretty special. And for a big to play with those boys, it's quite fun.
I saw you at the golf on Friday, so you've obviously had a good preparation into this game, but off the back of a 10-day break, was it a little bit of a threat that you weren't going to be up and about?
No, we wanted to prepare. From the time we got to the airport, that's when we sort of looked into it. So now we just wanted to cop it, whatever comes, and go from there.
Well done. What a great way to finish what's been an incredible weekend in football. Well done.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
There he is, Darcy Fogarty. Thanks to our friends there at Fox Footy. So, Roo, Jordan Dawson's got the playing group in a circle at the moment. What sort of stuff does a captain speak to his team about after a win like this?
Well, I can only guess what he's saying, but if it was me out there, I'd be saying, boys, look, we didn't play anywhere near our best today, but we found a way to win. And sometimes that's what you got to do. Port have done it for the last 3 weeks. They've found ways to win. Doesn't matter. In a few weeks' time, no one will remember if you played well or not. All they'll see on the ladder is whether you've got the 4 points or not. So to be able to turn that around, come from 13 points down and find a way to win is a great effort.
Might take you to Tex Walker, thanks to Fox Footy and Nick Del Santo.
Pretty well, you take the scrappy wins over an honourable loss. So, it's just great to fight it out. Hawthorn, they're not winning too many games, but, geez, they bring the heat around the footy. They put you under the pump and they don't give you time and space. So it was a well-fought-out win for our young group.
I was just speaking to Darcy Fogarty. Is it difficult when there is so much pressure around the football to, I guess, time your leads and get that good connection with the mids, knowing that they are under pressure?
Yeah, certainly it does at times. A few times, though, we try to flick it around, and they're pretty slippery, though, a few boys through the midfield. So once you flick it around, if you don't get it the right way, it goes the other way pretty quickly. So, yeah, it's good to finish off, and obviously Darce finished off the goal at the end, so it was great fought win.
Did you learn something new about the group in regards to the maturity? We're just talking about the 10-day break. You had a 3-day break to get away from the football club off the back of your Thursday night game. Was that a great sign for this young group?
It was when Darcy Fogarty's having a shot at goal and Ned McHenry comes over and goes, if he kicks or he doesn't kick it, think about what you want to do to set up. So I was like, wow, what a great bit of leadership from a young kid to think like that. But, yeah, it was great to get the win.
Tell us about Jordan Dawson. It wasn't his best game of football today, but another sign he went behind the football late, and just his control and balance in different parts of the ground.
Yeah, a lot of knowledge, Dal. He's got a lot of knowledge about game, and his ability to play inside, outside, down, back, even comes forward. He likes to tell us to get out of the way when he comes forward, but he's a great leader and we're so lucky to have him.
Has anything surprised you about his ball use? I mean, he's moved into the midfield, arguably the best kick in the competition, had 3 best-ons in a row, but that delivery to you, is he the best to lead to?
Yeah, he'd be up there for sure. He would have been nice to lead to at times now, but no, he's an awesome competitor. He's a great lad and we're awesome to have him.
Tell us about yourself in a humble way. You're moving extremely well, and that ball moving into the forward line must be a delight.
Yeah, it certainly helps. Just being a little bit smarter with my preparation, Dale, and week to week, choosing when I have to train and when I don't. So Burgess has been awesome for me. One of our weights coaches has been awesome as well. So how'd you get up here anyway? When you at Live Golf Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, I was, but I'm here talking football with you. We'll talk golf later. One last question. How much longer can you do this for?
I'm going to keep playing until I get the tap on the shoulder, Dale. I've been doing it for 15. This is my 16th year now, and I love playing footy. And until I lose the passion to play footy, I'm just going to keep playing. enjoying what we're doing as a football club.
It's a pleasure to watch, and hopefully it keeps going for the rest of the year. Thanks, Tex.
See you, Dave.
Thanks to our friends there at Fox Footy. It's our Triple M Amy review. Who covers clangers on and off the field? Amy does, and Biggles 4 goals for the Texan today, and that takes him where?
First time he's ever spoken about himself in a humble way as well.
Oh, he's 550 goals. With those 4 today.
What an impressive
You should have been all over that.
How good is the Tex been? He's going to play his 250th this year as well. Looking forward to that.
How far away, Biggles?
Well, he's at 244 at the moment, so 6 to go. And he'll get there, Rupert, barring any injury. But he was a star today with his 4 snags. The kick from the Fog, though, where he just trots off after he kicks it. Not too many blokes could kick that. That was ridiculous. Rankins was impressive, but under pressure with a right foot, wrong spot for a right foot, unbelievable.
To go with the drop punt just shows how confident he is in executing a drop punt, because I would say 97 out of 100 would have played on and snapped that around, and I thought he probably should have done that, but nerves of steel.
And even he had a shot not long before and he missed it away to the right, so to not have that in his head as well, and then to just line up, take the moment for what it was and slot it, that's a big win for Adelaide. Matty Nixon, the coach's box, it looked like they'd lost. Like when you saw him, he was exhausted, or what was he, do you think?
I think he was the same as he was all day when we saw him. He was going, well, I can't actually do much here. They're just making it a scrap, and hopefully they'll drop off at some point. They didn't drop off until they got 13 points up. Yeah. It's like a horse that hits the front with a 200 out and didn't think it was going to win. What the hell do I do now? They didn't know what to do, and whether that was coaches' instructions or leadership on the ground or what it was, they stuffed up.
But they did the same thing last week. That's the problem, isn't it? Like against the Giants, it was very similar sort of scenario, Biggles, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Hawks against the Giants, similar scenario, spot on where they let it slip. You talked about Taylor Walker and the leaders, Rupert. What about Roy Sloane? Massive final quarter, produced 11 disposals to be the most disposals on the ground for the Adelaide Crows. He was instrumental with his clearances.
And in the third quarter had led them as well with 8. So 19 second-half disposals.
Adelaide home by an amazing 3 points. With the Hawks got out, it was at 13 points, Rue. The game high for them in the final
13 points up at the... Hopefully my little buzzer's going to tell me here. Maybe it's going to let me down.
Now 20 minutes or so into that last quarter, and then Adelaide
18 minutes 37
able to sweep through. Kick-off game day with a Macca's Classic. The McChicken order via McDelivery today. McDelivery is available in select locations.
Leaders stood up massive. That breaks the record we heard for this year. Not the record for all time, but the most amount of tackles this year in a game, which was interesting, and also the 4th win in a row for the Adelaide Crows since 2019. Which is pretty impressive for a young developing list under an enormous amount of heat from a ravaging bottom-placed Hawthorn, who just were trying to do everything to win. And Sloane with 30, Laird with 29, Saligo 25, Nash and Sicily were the major ball winners, along with Newcombe for the Hawks.
Tonight's I'm Loving It moment happened earlier on, and here's how we called it on Triple M Footy. The Fog has taken the mark. Left forward pocket.
Got to run on and play on and bend it around. If he misses it, though, it's going to be hard because they're going to go back and have a long kick in.
A little stuttery comes in. The kick on the way. Have a look at that. He has threaded it like you wouldn't believe. What about that goal from the Fog? Adelaide are in front. Adelaide have hit the lead. Oh, the Maccas, I'm loving it moment. The Fog goal who sort of put them in front. Rube, tough game, really tight game, tense clash. And Adelaide, they've got a bit of a run, haven't they? So they've got Collingwood, Geelong and St Kilda in the next few weeks. Quite an extraordinary little patch.
And then throw the Bulldogs and Brisbane after that. So very big 5 weeks for Adelaide coming up. This will test them, see where they're really at. Are they a top 8 contender? Are they a premiership contender? Or are they not good enough for either of those at the moment? We're going to see a lot over the next 5 weeks.
What about the votes today, Rue? Adelaide home by 3 points over a very, very competitive Hawthorn outfit. The Triple MVP award for New Holland. End of financial year tractor sale on now. Visit your New Holland dealership.
Are we ready to go with it? Or are we going to the song?
Adelaide running out winners. And Vinny Del Bono, Roo, 30 years service for the Adelaide Footy Club. He was in the middle of the circle there. I mean, what do people like him mean to a footy club?
Oh, not like Vinny to get a bit of limelight. He's a great fella, Vinny. Helped get him the job way back a long time ago.
Just another one. Got Rankin here, got Dawson here.
I
got
did not say that. Tell us about what we did for Vinny. He was at the club and he deserved it. And
he was the head PE teacher at St Michael's and was on a pretty good wicket and actually took less to beat at the club after Gary Googe unfortunately passed away. And Vinny Del Bono is the heart and soul of the footy club, and without the likes of him, we don't exist as an Adelaide Crow unit, and great to see him in the middle.
But he loves the club more than anyone. Like Biggle said, and in the COVID years, those sort of blokes had to go and get second jobs.
Right.
They were getting underpaid and overworked, and he stayed at the club and now hopefully reaping the rewards after 30 years in the job. Young Vinny, well done, Vinny. Get in that centre square and get a bit of Powerade over your head. You want the votes now?
Yeah, what do you got there, Root?
We're starting with 3 these days or 1?
Build it up. Start with the 1.
All right. I'm going to give 1 to Tex Walker. Kicked 4, kept him in the game there for a while, had 20 disposals, some really clever play by the big man, 8 marks as well, so I gave 1 to vote to Tex. I gave 2 to John Newcombe. I thought he was really good. Could have given it to a couple of others. Nash was stiff as well, but Newcombe, he had 26 disposals, 15 contested, 10 tackles. He was awesome. And I gave 3 for Rory Sloane. Now, Sloane didn't have a great first half. He was solid. But in the second half, he led the Crows with 19 second half disposals. We talked about putting leaders around the ball and standing up when the game's there to be won. Well, Rory Sloane finished off the last quarter with 11 disposals, 3 clearances, and helped steer them across the line, the former skipper.
Oh, big job for Rory. The triple MVP award for New Holland. End of financial year tractor sale on now. Visit your New Holland dealership. Choice hotels around the grounds. Whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, book it. We'll be going to the Carlton game shortly. They lead it by 2 points over St Kilda, 22-20. And, of course, yesterday, Port Adelaide home by 40 points over the Eagles. Any final words, Roo, to take us out?
That's what I'd be doing if I was in the rooms now. How did we win that? Wasn't that a tough game, Biggles? That's what you'd be saying down there at the moment. Well done to the young Hawks.
Massive month of football coming up, and you get it all here on the M's.
After this, we're heading to the second quarter of Carlton and St Kilda at Marvel. Currently there, the Blues lead it now by 3 points over St Kilda. You'll join up there with Nate Brown, Lee Montagna, Daisy Thomas and Stevie J. A big win to Adelaide in the context of their year. It was a 3-point margin, but it was gutsy. 79-76 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M, rock!